Inhale, abdominal is on. Two more. One last. And we're going to add the roll down. In breath. And as you exhale, tip the head forward, still feeling the abdominal, supporting your spine as you roll the spine bone by bone, softening through the knee as you flex the pelvis forward. And all the way to where your body allows you today, keeping the abdominal active. Inhale. And exhale, we zip up the lower abdominal, bring the abdominal to the back of the spine. And then roll up. Active leg, active abdominal, active back, open chest and shoulders. Inhale, two more. Exhale, we roll down. Articulate, lifting up the abdominal up and over, softening through the knee as we go a little deeper in our rolls. And then exhale, pressing the feet down, energize the leg, lift up the abdominal, roll up. And come up. Last one, in breath. Exhale, rolling down, bringing the body forward, forward, forward. Legs active, abdominal active, neck relaxed, let the dangles. Exhale, roll up all the way to your standing position. All right, and now we're going to go down to the floor. So, going to our supine position, roll to the side of your body, and then to your back. Organize the feet, align the sitting bone, approximately about a fist apart. Organize the pelvis that you are in a comfortable neutral pelvis. Organize the spine that is long on the mat. The chest is open, collarbone wide, reaching down actively to your feet. Inhaling, lateral breathing, expanding the ribs. As we exhale, we're going to again draw in the deep abdominal, and that deep abdominal going to imprint the lower back down. It's not the glutes crunching the lower back into the floor. And roll up the spine, press the pelvis up with the hamstring. Press the arms down so we can engage the back muscle as we come all the way up to our bridging position. Here at this position, hamstrings are working, glutes are working, inner thighs are active, abdominals are active, your back muscle active, your arms are active, neck is long, chest is open. Breath in. As we exhale, we're going to draw in the upper abdominal, let the upper back sink down to the floor, the middle back, the lower back. So we gradually articulate the spine all the way back to the floor without losing the engagement of the inner thigh. So, abdominal drawing in, imprint, press the arm, press the feet, press the pelvis up, roll the spine up, in breath, and exhale, rolling down, imprint, imprint, and release. Again, in breath and exhale. We draw in, we press up, we roll up, we elongate, we keep the chest open. In breath, exhale. We roll down and release back to start. One more time. And exhale, we roll up, really making sure that it's articulation as you roll up. And at the bridging position, all the leg muscles are active, abdominals active, the back's active, and we want to avoid the flaring of the ribs. So pull the up abdominal, and then exhale, we roll down, 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 and back to your start position. Moving on to spine twist supine. Open the arms out to a T position. Gently press the back of the arms down. Now, secure your center. We're going to load the abdominal by lifting one leg up to tabletop, knees over the hips, and then breathe out, abdominal more, and bring the other leg up to join. Now, leg stays together. We go over to your right as we inhale, the pelvis and the leg. Exhale, we join the abdominal and come back to center. Now I want you to imagine that you have a mermaid or a merman tail here. So as you rotate, the whole tail will rotate as one unit over to the left. And then as you come back, pull in the belly, the whole tail comes back to center. So you really quietly tight together. Inhale, over to the right. Exhale, back to center. Inhale, over to the left. Keep your tail moving in one. And exhale, pull back to center. Inhale, over to the right. Exhale, the obliques abdominal, pull your legs back to the middle. Inhale, over to the left. The obliques abdominal, pull back to center. Let's do one more each side. Inhale, over. Exhale. Last one. Inhale, over. And exhale, we'll come back to center. We hold. Now, lower the right leg down. Lower the left leg down. Go ahead and interlace the hands behind your head. Your feet are still in a parallel position. Now I want you to bring the elbows up. Rest your head heavily in your arms and in your hands. Then, as you breathe out, drawing the abdominal. Now lift the head and the chest up, looking forward. I want you to feel the head is heavy in your arm, but you're coming up with the upper abdominal. So the abdominal is working, the neck is not. Inhale, we hold. Exhale, we go down. Repeat. Exhale. Lift. In breath. Exhale down. Now do me a favor, the next time you come out, I want to look at your belly, make sure the belly stays in, not out. So exhale, belly in, still stays in as you come up, still stays in, keep the pressure in breath. And exhale, we go down again, in breath. Exhale to lift, in breath. And exhale, we go down. One more time, and then we add the rotation. Exhale to lift. Abs stays in. Now, from the waist, we rotate the trunk to the right. Inhale, center. Waist to the left. Inhale, center. Stay up. In breath. Spin to the left. In breath. Right. In breath. In breath. Right. Left. Two more each side. Last one each side. Last one. Left. Come back to center. And come back down. Good job. All right. Take your arms down by the side. All right. Now, again, secure your center. Imagine a corset wrapping around you. Breathe out, take the right leg up to the tabletop. So this is your leg lift. Movement from the hip socket only. We lower the leg down, stabilize the pelvis. Exhale, we bring it up and then lower. What we're looking here is that deep intention. As the legs go up and down, the pelvis stays quiet and constant in one position, which means the abdominal has to work. Right, now focus. Do not rock the pelvis as you come up and down. Exhale, lift, lower down. One more lift, lower down. Now we switch the other leg. All right, before you take the leg up, secure your abdominal by pulling in tightly. Now, the moment you take the foot off, there is no jiggle of the pelvis. So lifting up, inhale, lower at the hip. Exhale, lifting up. Avoid rocking and lift up. In breath, lower. Inhale, lower. Two more. And lower. Last one, stay up. Loading the abdominal more into leg changes. So tiptoe the other foot. Again, keep the belly in. Pull the belly to the lower back. Take the other leg up. We switch position. We switch position. We need to work harder to pull the belly in and down to the floor. Exhale. Changing in the hip socket. Keep the angle of the knees constant all the time. One more each side. Last one. Bring both legs up. Stay. Take an in breath. Exhale. Pull in deep, deep, deeper in the abdominal. Lower one foot down. Second leg down. Good work. Extend the left leg long. Take the right leg to a tabletop. Now extend the leg straight up. Use the leg muscle. Use the quadriceps. Use the hamstrings. Flex the ankle. Stabilize the pelvis. This is leg circle in parallel position. We're going to go across the body. Down as you inhale one round. Exhale. Inhale. We want to keep the pelvis stable. Exhale. So if you feel that you're rocking away and going wild, reduce the movement. Reduce the range. Inhale one round. Exhale. Last set. Inhale. Exhale. We stay. Reverse. Out. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Out, down, across. In breath. Exhale. Last set. Exhale. Stay. We point. Keep using the leg muscle. We bend. We lower. We straighten. All right. We bring the other foot in. First on the floor. Then we take the leg up to the tabletop. Extend the leg straight, squeezing the hamstring, squeezing the quads, and flex the ankle. All right, across the body. Inhale, exhale. Remember, pelvis lumbar stabilization, that's our deep focus for here. Exhale. Keep the movement small. If you find the movement is challenging, to stabilize the pelvis. In breath. Last one, exhale, stay. Reverse, out, down. Exhale. In breath. Exhale. In breath. Exhale. Last set. Exhale, stay. We point, we bend, we lower, we straighten the legs long. Now zip up the legs together. Arms overhead. This is the roll up. It can be very challenging. So what we're going to do, we're going to take the arms up, lift up to a chest lift. We're going to zip the legs together. As we exhale, pull in the lower abdominal and lower back down, and then lift up to the C curve. Now, I understand that could be very impossible to do. Now, what we can do is modify that. We can bend the knees. Keep that C curve. We roll down. We can roll down, keep the C curve. We can have the hands behind the thigh and help you roll down, or keep the arms by the side. I'm going to leave it to you, which is more suitable for you today. To inhale, come up to the chest lift, whether you bring the hands behind the thigh or keep the arms by the side, dig deep in the abdominal and come up. In that C curve. So that's a modification here. Now, if you opt for the long legs version, the traditional classic version here, so we have the legs long, and then we go into C curve, and we roll the pelvis back. We bring the lower back down to the floor, arms by the side, take the arms overhead. Again, inhale, lift, arms here, imprint the back as you exhale, and we come up. C curve, C curve, C curve. Stay here. Make sure the head is right over the shoulder here. And then exhale, send the pelvis back. Sacrum down to the floor. Lower back down to the floor. Arms by the side. And take the arms overhead. Again. Inhale, lift. Exhale. Print the back. Come up into the C curve. In breath here. And exhale, we roll down. Imprint the sacrum. Lower back and take the arms overhead. Last one. Inhale, lift. Imprint the back. Pull up, up, up into the C curve and come up sitting nice and tall. Spine stretch is next. Open the feet, shoulder width apart or slightly wider than the shoulder. That's also fine. Legs dorsiflex, lift up the center, back straight. All right, here, breath in. Roll down the spine. Bring the pelvis forward at the final range. Inhale. Exhale, roll the spine out. And we come up, upright. Breath in. Exhale, we roll down. Bring the pelvis forward. In breath. Breath out. Roll it up. And upright. Again. Exhale, we roll down. In breath. Exhale, we roll up. Up tall. Last one. Exhale, we roll down. Reach, 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 reach. Exhale, we roll up. Upright, upright, upright. And release. Good job. All right, legs together. Come and face me. Lying on the side of your body. Legs long together. Stack them up like two chopsticks. Bottom arm is long underneath you. Now, top hand here. I want you to activate the underneath obliques. Right, lie on the side as if you have a wall between the front and your back of your body. Now, balance yourself. Sink deep into the abdominal here. And now, as you exhale, contract the top oblique to lift the legs up. Inhale, lengthen, float. Exhale. Inhale, lengthen, float. Find balance in the body. Stability in the body. If you want, you can do a little test. Can you take your hands up and keep that balance? And then down. If this is impossible, keep the hands in front. It's okay. And then lengthen. Last one. Lift. And then lengthen. We lower the legs. Bend the knee. Push yourself up over to the other side. Reach the legs long. Stack up the legs. All right, organize the center, organize the balance. Shoulders away from the ears. All right, here we go. I want to see gap underneath your waist there. And an exhale, lifting. Inhale, reaching. Exhale, lifting. Inhale, lengthen, reaching. And lift, lengthen. And two more, lift and lengthen. And last one, lift and lengthen, 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 and lower the legs down. Good work. All right, final exercise, lie onto your front. We are going to work our back extensors. So zip the legs together. Arms long by the side. Imagine you have a side pocket on the side of your thigh. You want to have those arms elongating down to your feet. We ready the abdominal to support your lower back, which means we do not want your lower back to sink down to the floor. Now, here, exhale, belly in. Inhale, lifting the head and the chest. Lifting the upper trunk. Upper back, middle back, up. Neck is long. Exhale, coming down. Again. Inhale, arms reaching down, head, neck reaching away, upper spine, middle spine. Now hold here. You should not feel any discomfort in the lower back. You should have the abdominals working hard. Maybe the abdominals shaking now is good. And then come right back down. Again, inhale, lifting, abs working, upper middle back working very hard, arms working, legs working, neck is long, and bring it down. And inhale, lift. Your gaze should still be on the floor, slightly further away. Exhale, we take it down. Last one. Inhale, lifting, lifting, lifting. Exhale, and down, and down, and down. Beautiful work. Bend the elbows, forearm to the side, push the floor away. Sit the pelvis down to your heels, to your rest position. We in breath and exhale in this rest position, focusing on opening the back of the ribs on inhalation. Exhalation, releasing down to the floor. One more in breath and exhale. All right, tuck your toes under, please. Bring your hands next to your knees or slightly forward of your knees. Push up, feet parallel. And then allow the body to just rest onto your thigh for a second. We are going to roll up to finish the class. Breath in. And as you exhale, ready abdominals and then lifting up the spine while having a really good support from the abdominals, stacking up, rolling up, and come up to your standing position. Remember not to hang back at the back of the knee and at the hip socket. In breath. Exhale, we roll down again. Softening the knee as we go a little deeper in our rolls. In breath. And exhale, roll up again. Coming up, stacking up, lifting up, and upright. Good work. We have a full body beginner workout today. This class is perfect if you are new to Pilates. I'll go through the Pilates breathing and then let's go have some fun. So let's come meet me on the mat. We're going to start kneeling. So kneeling onto your knees. And if this is not comfortable for you, you may go ahead and sit down like so, or even cross leg if you need to. All right, so I'd like you to kneel upright, and I'd like you to make sure that your shoulder, your ears, your shoulder, your hip, and your knees are in one vertical alignment, and that your pelvis is not what we call anterior tilt or neither hanging forward. All right, now have your palm, heel of the palm, on the side, lower side of the rib cage. We inhale through the nose and we exhale through the mouth. We'll do some diaphragmatic breathing here. Now, like you, as you inhale, allow the rib cage to expand 360 degrees, pressing against the palm. Now, as you exhale through the mouth, the rib cage deflates away from your palms. Inhaling. Expanding. Exhale. Now it could be quite tricky when you first start learning this. When you learn this first time, that's better English. Then we inhale. And exhale. Just see how much can you expand your rib cage into your hands. Exhale, and the ribcage deflate. Again, 3 more times. And try to breathe as long as you can on the inhalation as well as the exhalation. One more. Good. Now we're going to add some deliberate abdominal engagement on the end of the exhalation. So this is where we are going to recruit our deep abdominal muscles, the corset muscles, our natural corset called the transverse abdominis. So here we go. We inhale as we did before. As we exhale, we deflate the rib cage. And then towards the end, I want you to deliberately draw in the abdominal muscle like as though you're wearing a tight corset. So this abs is nice and tight. And inhale. Exhale. In breath. And imagery that you can use. As you exhale, imagine you have shoelaces across the front of the abdominal. So as you exhale, you're going to shoelace the abdominal muscles all the way up from the pubic bone all the way to the lower rib cage. And an in breath. And exhale, shoelacing all these abdominal muscles, creating a nice corset-like tension around the waistline. Let's do 2 more times. In breath. Exhale. And while you do that, I want you to maintain the length of the spine so we don't crumble down and slouch in the spinal column. Let's go 1 more time. In breath. Exhale. Nice and tight. All right, well done. Let's go to the floor. The best way is to roll into your side. And then let's go ahead, lie on the back. Okay, now I want you to lift one leg up, grab the shin or the knee with the hands, hold and draw in the abdominal muscles and bring the second leg up. Let's do some ankle circle here. We're gonna roll the ankle in and out, one direction. And just breathe naturally as you circle the ankle. And let's go over to the opposite way. Keep circling the ankle. And then release. Okay, now let's move on to some hip circle. We press the thigh to your chest, open the thigh out and pull the thigh away. And we in breath. And exhale. Try to keep the pelvis nice and heavy to the floor here. And in breath. And exhale. 1 more. And then reverse. We pull the leg away, out, and towards you. As you in breath, out. Try to keep the circular motion nice and smooth within the hip joint here. And 2 more. Last one. And release. We lower 1 foot down, second leg down, have your feet in parallel position and have your pelvis in a comfortable neutral position here. Bring your hands on your shoulder for some shoulder circles. So we go bring the elbow to each other, bring the elbows up and around. We're just gonna in breath and exhale as we circle the shoulder. And in, mobilizing the shoulder joint. And exhale, 1 more. And then reverse. We go down, out, and up. And in breath. And down. 2 more. And then last one. And let it go. Arms not long by the side here. Chest is nice and opened. Your feet needs to be in parallel position, aligned with the center of your hips. So approximately about a fist distance between the heels. Okay, let's move on to some pelvic rocks. We in breath. As we exhale, we go back into that drawing, that transverse abdominis. Then we keep drawing the abdominal deeper, and I want you to imprint that lower spine. So you rock the bottom of the floor and release. Yes, you in breath. Exhale Abdominal in to curl the pelvis up. In breath, release. Exhale. In breath, release. 3 more times. So we are mobilizing our pelvis and the lower spine, which can be quite tight at times, especially if we have a job that requires us to sit down for a period of time. And draw in and release. Last one, exhale and release. Now let's take it further. So we go ahead and rock the pelvis using abdominal. Now press the feet, engage the hamstring, the muscle behind the thigh. Press the arms down. Keep the abs into a spine and start peeling the spine up. Lift the pelvis as high as possible into a bridge position where you create a straight line from the knee all the way to the shoulder. So you're going to have to lift the pelvis as high as possible, but keep the abdominal engaged. Inhale at the top here. Exhale, we roll down. We soften the jaw. We soften the chest. We soften the lower rib cage. We soften the lower back, and we release the pelvis back to neutral position, the start position. Exhale, we draw in the abdominal, curl the pelvis, and we press the hips all the way up to the bridging position. We inhale. Exhale, we roll down from the top, middle back, lower back, the pelvis, and back to neutral again. We breathe out. We roll up, up, up. Now we need to engage those arm muscles and press the arms until you can lift the whole pelvis and the spine a little higher. Exhale, we roll down. All the way back to start position. Let's do one more time. Exhale. We roll it up, 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 high, and in breath. And we roll back down, down, and release back to the start position. Let's take your arms up to the sky here. Palms facing towards your thigh. We inhale. As we take your arms overhead, I want you to allow the ribcage to keep lengthening down towards the pelvis, so we do not hyperextend the ribs up. Exhale. Draw in the abdominal and bring your arms down. Inhale, the arms float up and over next to your ears. Go to your maximum range before or without lifting the rib cage, and down. In breath, arms overhead. Exhale. So we're moving the arms from the shoulder joint, and we do not disturb the placement of the rib cage and the spine. Last one, in breath, arms overhead. Exhale, and we take your arms down. Moving on to our leg lift. Now we stabilize the pelvis. Imagine you have a cup of tea resting on top of the pelvis. Let's draw in the transverse abdominis, the tibia muscle, the natural corset that we have. We take the leg away from it up to a tabletop position. Knee over the hip joint. Shin is parallel to the ground. We lower. From the hip joint, exhale, we lift. We lower. Exhale, lift. Refrain yourself from rocking the pelvis and arching your back as you lower the leg down. Exhale. One more. Exhale. Hold the tabletop position. Press the palm, your hands, down against the thigh, and just put a break with the thigh as we breathe out. So we in breath. Exhale, we press down. Hold it. We draw the abdominal in so you really feel the abdominal muscle tensing, and release. 2 more times. Exhale, press down. Hold the thigh. Maintain a contraction in abdominals, and release. 1 more. Exhale. Press down. and release. Lower the leg down, arms go to the side of the body. We have the other leg. Make sure you do not shift the pelvis as you lift the leg up. So maintain the contraction abdominal. Lower the leg down from the hip joint and we'll lift. Inhale. Remember, we have that imagery of cup of tea resting on your pelvis, on your abdominal. Keep the pelvis stable so you do not spill the coffee or the tea. And then bring it up. One more. And bring it up and we stay. Hands pressing against the thigh. We push down. We contract the abdominal. Switch on the natural corset for 5. And release. 2 more times. In breath. Exhale. Press down. In breath. Release. Last one. Exhale. We press down. Hold the corset. And release. We lower the leg down. And now we bring the first leg up again. We extend the leg straight up to the sky. We lower down. As we breathe out, we're going to really pull in the abdominal. And then we'll bring it up. Exhale. Lift the abdominal. And then up. Exhale. In breath, left. 3 more. In breath, left. 2. And left. Last. And lift. We bend the knee. We lower the foot down. We take the other leg out. We straighten the leg. We lower. And up. And lower. And up. As we lower the leg, I want you to think about pulling the pelvic floor and the lower abdominal upward away from the leg. And then we fold. Exhale. So we do not want to arch your back as we lower the leg. So do your best. Maintain the stability of the pelvis and the lower back. And 2 more. We'll lift. Last one. We'll lift. We bend. We fold. Now interlace the fingers. Place the hands at the base of the skull, at the head. Elbows are off the floor, moving to our chest lift position. In breath. As we exhale, I want you to deflate the abdominal. Then we'll fold the chest up from the lower rib cage. Allow your head to rest into your arms and be heavy. Grab the back of your thighs. Bend the elbows, lift up a little higher. Now hold that new height. Hands back and down. Exhale. Lift. Inhale, arms forward, up a little higher. Exhale, arms back. Then we go down. Again. Exhale. Inhale, arms forward and lift. And arms back. And we go down. Let's do 2 more. Exhale. Arms forward. Bend the elbow. Come up a little higher. Arms back behind your head. And down. And last one. Exhale. Arms forward. Lift up a little higher. Now here, release the arms. Stretch forward. We stay. Little pulses. Reach your arm forward. Give me more flexion. And slight release. And more. 2. And 3. 4. 5. 6. 7. Last one. 8. Hold. Grab the back of the thigh. Come up a little higher. Hands behind your head. We add the rotation towards me. Arm onto the back of the thigh. Lift up a little higher. Hands behind. Back to center. Over to you. We rotate from the waistline. Grab the hands. Lift. and back, center, and come back to the floor. Again, forward flexion, towards me, rotate, opposite arm to your thigh, lift up high, hands, center, rotate, arms to the thigh, lift up higher, hands, center, and down. Again, 2 more times. Exhale, to me, rotate, grab the hands, lift up higher, hold a new height, hands, center, rotate, and lift up, hands, center, come back. Let's go 1 more set here. Release, rotate, grab the hands, lift up higher, hands back, rotate, rotate, grab the hands, lift up higher, and back, center, and come on down. Well done. Okay, let's turn your body face me. I want you to interlace the hands behind your head. Let's move on to our chest opener. Stack the legs together, have your feet aligned with your pelvis. Lifting the underneath waistline so we don't slouch down. Activate this obliques. Interlace the hands, move on to our chest opener, my favorite one. We inhale as we open the elbow, and then we rotate the trunk, the spine, and look back behind you. And return yourself back to forward facing. Inhale, open, and rotate out and back. Exhale. Again, inhale. We rotate. Exhale. We close. 2 more. Inhale. Rotate. And exhale. 1 more. In breath. Rotate. Exhale. Return. Well done. Release the top arm. Extend the bottom arm long. Still engaging the lower waistline upward. Let's move on to our climb. You can have your hands here if you like to. Now here, open the top leg. Keep the pelvis stable, and then we close. Let's do 10 here. 2, and then we close. And 3, and we close. And 4, and 5. Keep the lower waistline lifted at all times. And 7, and 8, 2 more, 9, last one, 10. We straighten the top leg. We bring the bottom foot forward so you are a 90-degree angle at the hip knee joint. And let's lift the top leg up. Let's do a leg circle. We go forward, up, around, back behind the hip. 2, up, back, 3, and back, 4, up, back, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Reverse, back, and back, up, forward, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And release, and well done. Bring it in. You can give your bottom a little hammer and help yourself up. And then we're going to turn over to the other side. So we start with the chest opener. Interlace the hands, the back of the head. Stack the legs, align the feet with the pelvis, with the sitting bone, lifting the underneath waistline. And let's go. Inhale, opening and rotate back. Exhale, we close. And inhale, open the elbow first, and then we start rotating from the spine, from the top, middle, then lower. Exhale, and close. In breath. As we rotate, exhale, we close. 2 more times. In breath, we rotate, exhale, we close. Last one. And out. Exhale. Well done. All right, moving on to our clam. Bottom arm is long. Maintain the lift in the lower waist and open the thigh. And we close. And open 2. And we close. And we open 3. Again, we want to make sure that the pelvis stays stable at all times. And 5. And 6. 7. 8. 2 more. 9. And 10. We extend the top leg long, bring the bottom foot forward. Let's go to some leg circle. You can have your hand here if you like to. We're going to lift the leg. We're going to forward, up, and back. 2, and back. 3, back. 4, 5, 6. Make sure you go back behind your pelvis. 7, 8, 9, and 10. Reverse. We go back, up, and forward. 1, and 2, 3. Behind your pelvis, up, over, and forward. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Hold the bottom waistline. 9 and 10. All right, bring it in. You can give your bottom a little hammer there. Okay, and then let's help yourself up. All right, I want you to sit to the front of the mat. Let's move on to a spine stretch here. I want you to flex the feet, lift the spine up, align your ears, shoulder, and your pelvis. Take your arms forward and straighten the legs as far as you can while you maintain the upright alignment of the spine. Take an in breath here. Exhale as we articulate the spine down. We roll down and then we bring the body forward. Inhale, drawing the abdominal deeper as you reach yourself a little bit further forward. Exhale, start from the lower abs. You zip up the abdominal as you lift the spine to an upright position. Exhale, we roll down and we go forward. In breath, go a little deeper into that stretch. Exhale, we lift the abdominal, then we stack up the spine to an upright position. 3 more times. Exhale, we roll down and forward. In breath. Hold, exhale, roll up and tall. Last one. Exhale, we roll down and we go forward. In breath. Exhale, we roll up and we lift the spine up tall. We take the arms up to the sky. Hopefully we still maintain the upright alignment. And then we pull the arms back for 10, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Stay tall. Bring the feet together to a diamond position. Interlacing the hands behind your head and just rest your head into your palm and allow your elbow to come forward here. Now, spine twist. We exhale, rotate to me, double breath. In breath, back to center. Other side, exhale. Inhale, back to center. And rotate. Inhale, spiral back to the middle. Rotate. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale, center. Exhale. Inhale, center. 2 more sets. Inhale, center, and nice and tall with the spine. Last one, and center. Arms out to the side, please. For some side stretch here, let's go over to me as we side bend. Soften the bottom elbow and take the top arm over. And lift the spine and upright. And to you, inhale, side bend. Soften the bottom elbow and take the top arm over. Anchor your pelvis down. Extend the bottom arm out, and middle. And side bend, pelvis is heavy. And soften bottom elbow, take the top arm over. And now we extend the bottom arm, lift through the spine, and coming up. In breath. And over. Inhale, lift. Exhale, last set. Inhale, side bend. And arms over. Inhale, lift. And back. Last one. Inhale, side. And top arm over. And lengthen, lift. And come up. Well done. And let it go. Let's go to our front here. So we have your legs long behind you. Let's bend the elbows and bring the forearm by the shoulder side. Now have your legs long behind you. I want you to engage those legs muscles and feel like someone's pulling your feet away. Pick up the abdominal here. Now as we exhale, draw up the abdominal muscles so you can lengthen the lower spine. As we inhale, glide the shoulder blades down and keep the forearm down. I want you to lift the upper middle back as high as possible. And then come down on the exhale. And inhale, gliding the shoulder blades down. Legs are active. Then we glide the upper back, the middle back, up. Neck is long. And come back down. Again, inhale. We lift. We call this a baby swan. Up. Exhale. Come back down. Again, inhale. We lift, upper back, middle back. Exhale. One last one. Inhale. We lift, up, up, up. Exhale. And down. Now here, arms are long by the side. Off the floor, palms to your thigh. We'll do the same thing. Inhale, we lift up. Now this time, without the help of your arms, you have to really activate that middle back muscle to help you up. Open arms to a T position, maintain that height. Arms back to the side of your thighs and come on down. Inhale to lift. Open the arms. Exhale. Inhale, arms back. Exhale, return. Inhale, lift. Exhale, arms to a T, like an aeroplane. Arms back to your thigh. And we go down. Again, 2 more. Inhale, lift. Arms to the T. Exhale. And down. Last one. Inhale, lift. Arms to the side. Arms back. And we go down. Well done. Bend the elbows, bring the forearm down, push the floor away and round the back. Send the pelvis to your heels. Go to the rest position. Arms are long, nice and active. Send the pelvis as low as possible towards your heels. We inhale here. Exhale. One more. And let's roll the spine up. And now let's go back down to the floor. We're just going to finish the class with some relaxation breathing. So roll to your side. And I want you to just bring the feet together and allow the knee to just float back to the side like a diamond position. And open the arms out to the side here. Close your eyes. And just allow the body to settle down to the floor. And I just want you to breathe here. Inhaling from the nose as long as you can. And exhaling from the mouth. And as you inhale, you're feeling that rib cage expanding. You feel the abdominal, the belly just expanding. Still keeping its elasticity. And exhale, you allow the breath to deflate everything in. So it's just listening to the rhythm of your breath. There is a sense of expansion of the belly, of the rib cage, like jellyfish. As you inhale, then as you exhale, they just naturally deflate, allowing your body to melt even more to the floor. I'd like to invite you to stay on your mat and continue with your breathing. Continue to relax your body down to the floor as long as you can span, as long as you have, as long as you can for today. Allowing the belly to expand, allowing the ribcage to expand, and allow them to deflate as you breathe out. Clear your mind. And just listen to the rhythm of your breath. I'm going to end the class here. So thank you for moving with me today. And I wish you a really, really lovely, lovely day. I have the perfect quick flow mat for beginners. This is an excellent class if you press for time and to do it every single day to start your day. So let's go ahead, meet me on the mat. We're going to start lying on our back. Best way to start. All right, so now we'll find ourselves in a supine position, feet are parallel. Pelvis is in neutral position, arms long by the side here. Take a deep breath, long inhalation to the nose. Let's take a moment to breathe. Exhale and allow the body to settle down on the mat. In breath. Exhale. One more. Inhale. All right, let's begin. Extend the left leg down on the floor. Dorsiflex foot, left arm up overhead. Inhale. I want you to reach the leg and the arm away from each other. Exhale. Drawing the abdominal, compress that back to the floor. Inhale. One more. Reaching long. Create more space on that side. Exhale. Recoil. Bring the arm and the leg back in. Other side. Right leg long, right arm overhead. Inhale, reaching the arm and the leg away. Exhale, drawing back to center again. One more time, inhale, reach the arm and the leg away. Exhale, compress back in and glide the arm and the leg back in. And we in breath, reaching the arms long to the feet And some pelvic rocks coming next. Exhale, we're drawing the abdominal in. I want you to just mobilize the pelvis by pressing the lower back down to the floor using the abdominal. The pelvis is now curling up. The bottom comes off and release back. And continue rocking and up. Inhale, lengthen down. Exhale and up. Inhale, lengthen down. And 2 more. In breath. Last one. And release. Let's do full pelvic curl. Exhale, withdrawing the abdominal. I want you to curl the pelvis and articulate the spine up to that bridging position. Arms are active. Lift the pelvis as high as you can. In breath. Exhale, lengthening the head away from the neck and roll the spine down vertebra by vertebra and take yourself all the way back down to the floor. Again, 3 more times. Exhale. A delicious, delicious way to wake up the spine if you are doing this in the morning. Inhale. This is what I do every day. Exhale before I start my day with my teaching schedules and release day. Never a day without pelvic curl. Exhale, roll it up. In breath. Exhale, roll it down. I really want you to just find more movement on each vertebra as you go up and down. Last one, exhale. Get that blood flow back in the spine. And exhale, we roll back down to the floor and release. And let's work on a center here. Exhale, we draw in the corset muscle and we take the right leg up to the tabletop of the leg left, knee over the hip. And lower down as you inhale, exhale, we bring it up. Working on stabilizing the pelvis, stabilizing the lower back. Inhale, lower, exhale, up. Movement from the hip, not from the knee. And 2 more. Last one. Lower the foot down, other leg. Exhale, we lift. Absolute stability in the pelvis. Lower down as we inhale. Exhale, we fold. Inhale, we lower. Exhale, we fold. And lower. 2 more. Last one. And lower. Lift it up again. Hold. Leg changes. Lift the other heel up as you breathe out. Draw in deeper in your center and switch the leg. Switch the leg. Switch. 3, 3, 2, 1, 1. Both legs up at tabletop. Squeeze the thighs in for me. Open the arms out to T position. Spine twist supine, moving from the waistline. Inhale, we rotate to the right. Legs stay together. Exhale, come back to center. Inhale, over to the left. Shoulders anchor down. Exhale, come back to center. Inhale, over to the right. Exhale, come back. Inhale, over to the left. Exhale, come back. 1 more each side. Inhale, over. Exhale, come back. Last one here. Inhale, over. Exhale, come back. And we lower 1 foot down, second leg down, interlacing the hands behind the head. We're going to warm the abdominal even more here with the chest lift. Inhale, prepare. Exhale, we flex the chest up. Inhale, we hold. Find more length through the spine. Exhale, we come back down. Again, exhale, we lift. Lifting, lifting, lifting. In breath. Exhale, come down. And exhale, lift. Inhale. Exhale, come down. Last one here. Exhale, we lift. Inhale. Hold. Exhale, come back down. Bring the right arm up to the sky. Chest lift with rotation here. As we in breath, lengthen through the spine. Exhale, lift the head and the chest up. Bring the right arm across onto the outside of the left thigh. So we are rotating our torso over to the left side and return back to center. Exhale. In breath. 3 more. In breath. 2. In breath. Last. In breath. Switch the arm. Left arm up. And exhale over to the right. In breath. And 2. In breath. And 3. 2 more. Last one. Come back. Release. Arm long by the side. Stretch the right leg long on the floor and the left arm up to the sky here. Not the sky, overhead. Dorsiflex the right foot. I want you to lift the right leg up. Lift the left arm up and bring it right down by the side. Point the right foot and lower the leg and lift the arm overhead. And I want you to control that center so that you don't arch the back off the floor. And lift. Inhale, lower. And lift. Inhale, lower. Draw deep into the center. Stabilize the lower spine. 2 more. In breath. Last one. In breath. Bring the leg up again. Grab the back of your thigh. Take an in breath. Pull the leg closer to you for a quick hamstring stretch. Stay there for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bend the knee, lower down. Extend the left leg long, right arm overhead here. Dorsiflex the left foot. And we go. Exhale. Inhale, point and lower. The arm goes up and down at the same time with the leg. And exhale. In breath. Exhale. In breath. 2 more. In breath. Last one, we stay up. Grab the back of your thigh and pull the leg closer to you. Let the pelvis sit down on the mat. Stay there for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bend the knee. Take the foot down. Walk the feet a little bit further away from the bottom. Legs together, arms overhead, ready for a modified roll-up. We inhale to lift the head and the chest up. Exhale, pull in the center and curl that spine up. You can even grab the back of your thigh to assist you to come up into that C curve. In breath. Exhale, we roll back again. Get the sacrum down to the floor, lower back on the floor, and take the arms overhead. Inhale, lifting up. Exhale, continue, come up over the pelvis. In breath, find length through the spine. Exhale, we roll down. If that was not a problem for you, you can straighten the legs with me. Inhale, we lift. Exhale, we curl up and over into that C curve. In breath. Exhale, we roll back. Sacrum down, lower back down, and take the arms overhead. One more time. Inhale, lift. Exhale, curl up and over, C curve, stay. Now, curl back just about 20 degrees, bend the knees, grab the ankle or just above the ankle for rolling like a ball. Use the arms, lock the shape, take the feet off, balance, and we roll back. Inhale, exhale. Another exercise that I do every single day to set myself for the day. Exhale. And really work the arms so you can lock the shape. Pressing the feet to that bottom. 2 more. In breath. Exhale. Last one. In breath. Exhale. Stay balanced. Point the feet lower down. Open the knee out to the side. Lifting the spine up tall. Elongate the spine. Open the chest. Maybe can we take our spine into a slight high release here, slight extension as we in-breath. And exhale. And released. All right, legs in a diamond position here. Hands behind the head, lifting tall. Double breath, rotate to me. Spine twist. Inhale, center. Other side. Inhale, center. And center. And center. 2 more sets. Last set. Last one. And center. Arm open to the T positioned. Side. Stretch over to your right. Keep the arm long. And then from here, we're going to slide the top arm over to the other side. Inhale, open. Exhale, come back. And side bend. And exhale, we slide. Inhale, open. Exhale, come back. Inhale, side bend. Exhale, slide. Inhale, open. Exhale, come back up. Last one. Inhale, side bend. Exhale, slide. Inhale, open. And come back up. And release. Okay. Face me. Bend the knees. Little side bridges here. Forearm down, align the elbow and the shoulder. Tuck the feet together. Knees together. Feet aligned with the pelvis. Chest is open. Pick up the underneath waist. Take an in breath. Exhale, we lift. Strong in the center. In breath. Exhale, press down, we lift. In breath. 2 more times. And lift. In breath. Last one, lift. And release. Sit up. Lift the bottom arm up. And side bend over to the side, the left side. And release. Switch. Forearm down. Legs together. Stack the legs. Elbow underneath the shoulder. Lifting the underneath waistline. Top arm by the side. Let's go. Lift up. In breath. And 2. In breath. 2 more. And breath. Last one. And down. Come up. Underneath arm comes up. Reach up tall. Side bend over to your right. And release. Onto our belly for the back extension. An important exercise. Important. Now, legs are long together. Arms long by the side of your thigh here. Lower the chest. Hover. We glide the shoulder blades down. We have the legs active here, reaching away from the pelvis. And then we lift the upper back, the middle back, off the floor. Neck is long. Exhale, we come down. Again, we inhale to lift. Exhale. And inhale to lift. Exhale. We spend so much time rounding our back here. This is such a crucial exercise to create more balance in our posture. 2 more. Lift. Exhale. Last one. Lift. Up. And release. Bend the elbows. Push the floor away. Round the back. Quick rest position. Sit down on the heels. And then come back up to a quadruped position. And then we are done. Align the shoulder and the wrist. Align the knee and the center of your hip. Take a deep breath here. As we breathe out, I want you to pick up the abdominal. Go in and up in the abdominal. And release. Now I want you to tuck the toes under. And then do that again. Exhale. Draw in the corset muscle. Push down off the floor. And then here, press the hands, press the toes. Float the knees off. Strong, long back. Stay there in breath. Exhale, come on down. Let's do it 2 more times. Exhale. Abdominal is set. And then press off the floor. Stay in breath. And then come on down. Last one. Let's stay here for 10 counts. Breathe in. Exhale. Press away. Lift the belly in. Stay. For 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bring it down. Release the ankles. Sit the pelvis back. Stretch your arms forward. Take a deep inhalation here. And exhale. Release down and let's roll the spine up, up, up. Well done, well done. Just a quick flow mat to get your body set for the day. And remember, you can do this every single day to make your day Wonderful. I'm going to take you through a beginner Pilates class today. This class is perfect if you have no to little Pilates experience. So let's come along. Let's go find our mat. We're going to start lying on our back. So let's go ahead and lie on the side and then roll onto your back and just allow your body to settle on the floor. Sometimes we have such a busy day before we're arriving on the floor here on the mat. So I'd like you to just take a moment. Just breathe in for me. And exhale. And just let your body relax back on the mat. Let's do 2 more times here. In breath. Exhale. 1 more, just feeling your body melting into the mat. Okay, now I want you to take one leg up and hold on onto the knee, and then bring the other leg up as well. And then we're gonna do just simple hip rolls here. So we're gonna compress the thigh bone to your chest, and then we open the leg out to the side and bring them together. So we're just gonna do kind of like a stirring apart action within the hip joint. So we're gonna move the leg in and out and breathe naturally. Don't let the breathing sort of be too specific. I just want you to just breathe in whenever you need to and breathe out whenever you feel like to. And again, don't need to be too specific on where the pelvis needs to be. Just move the leg around. And let's reverse that. We're gonna move out and in. And again, breathing in naturally. And I just don't want you to hold your breath, okay? So in breath, circling the thigh bone, exhale. Let's do 1 more round. And exhale, and then gently lower 1 foot down and then bring the second leg one down too. And I want you to just bring your feet a little bit wider, as wide as your pelvis. Just imagine how you can also glide the fingers through and see if you can reach onto your heel and just walk your feet a little bit more forward. Open your arms out to the side here, and then we're going to just drop your legs towards me. So this is my right. I'm gonna tip my legs over to my right, and I'm gonna keep the left arm pressing down. Now I want you to think about the left hip pushing up off the floor, giving you a deeper stretch for the front of the hip here. And then retract that, exhale, and come back to the middle. And then knee will fall off towards the left side, the opposite side. You can turn your head over to your right shoulder, and then I want you to bring the right pelvis, the right hip forward. So pushing forward as much as you can to intensify the stretch at the front of the hip. And then retract back to the center. Let's do 1 more each side. Over to me, the right side. And then we're gonna press the left hip forward, push up as much as you can, and just enjoy the stretch. And then release back to center. And the last one over towards you. And then pushing the top hip forward. You can turn your head in the opposite direction there. And then retract back. And then return the leg back to center. And now I want you to bring the feet a little closer. And this time we need to be a little bit more specific. Have the heel in line with the sitting bone, so the bottom bone. You can kind of approximately place your feet. Okay, it's a little bit closer than what you had before. Now I'd like you to place the heel of your palm on the front of the hip bone, and then the fingers will come to the front of the pelvis here. And we're gonna do some rocking. So again, we're not gonna be too specific how we rock. I just want you to just bring the lower back onto the floor, so your bottom will come up, and then we're gonna rock away. The lower back's gonna arch more, and the tailbone will come down, and then we're just gonna keep rocking. So pressing the lower back, and then arching the back. Pressing the lower back, and arching the back. And try not to be too aggressive in the movement. So especially if you have a tight back, just listen to your body, be a little bit more sensitive, and yeah, just move according to what your body wants to do. So rocking and arching, rocking and arching. Let's do one more time, rocking and arching. And I'd like you to stop and find the in-between placement for the pelvis. Okay, so let's just say that will be your natural pelvis placement for now. Okay, now what we're going to do is to breathe. So I'd like you to inhale through the nose and exhale from the mouth. So as you inhale, I want you to feel the belly naturally expand into your hands, the lower belly that is. And then as you exhale, I want you to keep the placement of the pelvis and allow the belly to deflate away from your hands. And then I want you to deliberately pull in a little deeper towards your back without rocking the pelvis. So I like you to keep the pelvis quite stationary there. So let's do it again. Inhale. We expand the belly into your hand naturally. You don't have to be aggressively pushing the belly out. And then exhale, feeling the belly retracting away from your hands and sort of like a fingertips going to weave to each other as you pull the belly deeper towards the spine. Again, we're going to inhale. I'm going to come forward towards you so you see what's actually happening. So breathing in, you feel the belly filling into your hands, and then exhale, you're going to feel the belly retracting away from your hands. You're going to deliberately pull it a little deeper, and you feel the fingers can sort of kind of weave to each other. And then in breath, expanding, the fingers are going to kind of pull away from each other. And then exhale, bringing the belly away from your fingers, and then go a little deeper. You're going to feel that sort of abdominal tensing up. Again, in breath and exhale, you're pulling in, pulling away from your fingertips, and you're pulling the fingers to each other. And I want you to keep the pelvis quite stable, and we don't want any rocking, not just yet. Again, in breath, 2 more. Exhale. One more. Exhale. Actually, I'm going to ask you to continue. I'm going to bring myself to the mat. So let's do it again. In breath, breathe into your hands. And then exhale. Let's do one more with me. In breath, breathing into your hands. And then exhale, retracting away. Drawing in, drawing in, drawing in, drawing in. Now we have quite a tense abdominal right now. Now what I want you to do, you can have your arms by the side or keep it on the front lower belly. Now we're going to go deeper here. So I'm going to keep pulling the belly in, and then this time we're going to end up rocking it. So end up rocking the lower back down, imprinting the lower back, and the bottom will come off. But I want you to have a nice kind of hollowing connection in abdominal there, and then release back to where your start position was. And then exhale, again retracting the belly, tensing up the belly a little bit more, and then bringing the lower back into the floor, imprinting it. So now your pelvis is higher on the pubic bone and lower on the hip bone. And then we're going to release back, inhale, go back to your start position, 2 more. Exhale. Abdominal drawing in, 2, imprint the lower back, bottom comes off. Inhale, retract. Last one. Exhale, using abdominal to imprint the lower back. And then inhale, retract back, return back to your start position. Now, again, I'm going to pull in the belly and imprint the lower back, and I want you to keep the abdominal pressure downward towards the lower back and keep the lower back down on the floor. Again, you can keep your hands on the front of the belly or keep your hands by the side. And at this time, I want you to lift the right heel off the floor. Keep the abdominal in, and then we're going to load that abdominal by bringing the right leg up to what we call a tabletop here. And with this action, I want you to contain the belly in and not lose that connection of the lower back on the floor. So as if the belly is the only one that is working at this point. We're going to lower the leg down without losing the connection abdominal, and then exhale, pull it in. Inhale, I'm thinking pulling my abdominal towards my lower back, and then pull it up again. Inhale, I'm loading the abdominal, loading the abdominal. I'm not going to let my lower back comes off the floor and come back up again. One more, lower down, and lift up, and lower the leg down. And let's release the pelvis back to your start position again. Exhale, we draw the abdominal in and bring the lower back down and keep that lower back on the floor. And we're gonna lift the right heel up. Breathe out, load the abdominal. Do not let the belly jolt out and bring the leg up. Lower down, in breath. And then exhale. Inhale, lower back stays in contact with the floor. Exhale. And in breath, pulling in deep as the leg go away from the belly. Exhale. One more. And exhale. We then take the foot down and we release the pelvis back to that neutral. Okay, we do that again. Now exhale, we're gonna draw in and imprint the lower back again with the abdominal. Lift the right heel up, float the right leg up, hold. This time, the left heel comes up, we're gonna load the abdominal a little bit more, bringing that leg up without losing the abdominal connection. So it's quite heavy in the abdominal now. We lower the other leg down, the first leg down, that is your left leg, to where a certain point where you can still contain the abdominal in without letting go, and then we're gonna pick it up again. And we lower, lower, keep the pulling the belly in, and then bring it up again. Again, lower the other leg, so keep alternating leg, and up. Again, we're gonna still try to keep that lower back in contact with the floor, and we are thinking it's just the abdominal who's gonna work to lower and lift the leg, which is actually physiologically not correct, but we wanna feel like it's just pure abdominal. And lift. And the other side. And lift. One more each side. And lift. And the last one. And lift. Grab the legs. Press the thigh bone to your chest. And then release one foot, second foot, and return your pelvis back to your start position. Okay. Now this time, slip your fingertips underneath the lower back here. There should be a little gap there. Now I want you to maintain that placement of the pelvis. So in breath. And then exhale, pull in the abdominal there. Now I want you to lock the abdominal there. Now lift the right heel up. We're gonna do that leg lift again. So we're gonna lift the leg up, keeping your pelvis in that natural curve of that spine here. So your lower back will be in contact with your fingers, but you're not pushing down into your hands. And then we lower the leg down. And we'll lift again. And an inhale. So we are still going the same concept that the whole abdominal is holding in towards the lower spine as you lower and lift the leg. And we're not letting the abdominal muscle to expand out and we lose that curvature of the lower spine. One more. And lift. And we lower down. And then the other side. Breathe in, breathe out. Wrap the abdominal in and float the heel up, and here we go, up. We lower down, exhale, and lower down, exhale. So we're trying to maintain the pelvis placement, and we're working on containing the abdominal towards the spine. But this time, we're honoring the curve of the lower spine. One more, and then lower, and let go of the belly, and exhale, wrap the belly in again, keep the hands underneath the lower back, your lower back in contact with your fingers, and then lift one leg up, and I want you to lower the abdominal even more, and bring the other leg up without pushing the belly out. Okay, now we're gonna lower the first leg down, in breath, bring it up. Lower the second leg down. in breath. Let's keep alternating side. In breath. And the other side. Let's do one more each side. Load the abdominal in. Do not let the belly push out. And last one. Keep that lower spine in contact with your fingers. And bring it up. And then bring the thigh close to your chest. Grab the leg and just hug it. Well done. All right, let's lower one foot. Second, turn yourself towards me. I'd like you to bring the underneath arm long underneath your ears, and I want you to stack the legs together, knees are together, feet in line with your pelvis here. Top hand here, and I'd like you to just slouch yourself down. Now from here, belly can just hang up for a second. Now exhale, we're gonna work it. We're gonna pull in and lift the underneath waistline. So we got a nice, beautiful straight line of the spine, and then we're gonna sway down again. And two more, we're gonna pull in the waist, pull in the lower abdominal, mid abdominal, and keeping the spine long. And a lower and hang. One more. Exhale, lift, lift, lift. And then we're gonna keep the lift here. You can take the top hand on the pelvis here. I want the pelvis to be stable too. And then moving on to our climb. We open the thigh bone and we close. And again, out. And we close. Again, keeping this area nice in control. We're not rocking back and forward. You can use your hand here as a little tactile cue. And close. Again, 3, 2, and 1. Okay, extend the top leg long. Bring the bottom knee in front of you. Now here, I want you to again keep lifting the underneath waistline. Relax the ankle to top leg. Relax the ankle, relax the foot, slide internal there. And I want you to lift the leg up. Only to a certain point where you can keep this pelvis very stable. So again, no rocking on the waistline. Waistline is nice and lifted. And the pelvis is nice and stable. It's just the leg lifting up and down. And we're working on hip stability here. 3 more. 2, 1. Let's hold it up there into a floppy foot here. We lift the leg up without disturbing the placement of the waist and the pelvis. So contain the pelvis and move the leg up and down. Again, 5, 4, 3, 2, last, and hold it up there. Little pulse, lift a little higher. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Release and bring the leg in. Top hand in front of you. Help yourself up. Push up and lift the underneath arm up. And a little quick side stretch here. And let's do it again on the other side. So we have long underneath arm. Legs stacked together. Knees are bent. Feet in line with the pelvis, top hand in front, and let the waist flop down for now. And then we're gonna pick it up, draw in tight, and lower. Again, pick it up, and lower. And lift. Let's do one more. And lift, and let's stay up there. Top hand to the hip here, and we open, we close, we open, we close. Again, maintain the stability of the pelvis and the waist, no rocking back and forward, and just moving the leg out and in. 3 more. This is called the clams. 2, last, and release. Top leg straighten up. Bottom foot forward, and let's go. Internal at the hip joint and floppy foot. We go up and lower. Lift, lift. Again, only go to a certain height where you can still maintain the pelvis and we're not swaying the waist down. Movement not from the waist, but from the hip. 4 more. 3, 2, last one we stay up, little pulses to the top. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, last one. Bring it down, bring the leg in, hand forward, push off the floor, bottom arm up, reach up to the sky, and a quick side bend. And release. Okay, let's go back onto our back again. Roll to your side, then roll onto your back. We are going to stretch our gluteal muscles, the muscles of your bottom. So pick up your right leg, right ankle resting on the left thigh. Reach through the gap in the leg with the right arm, and the left arm going to the side of the thigh. Grab the back of your left thigh here. Now I'd like you to press the thigh to your chest with your hands and then push the right thigh bone away with the right elbow. Glide the shoulders away from your ears and then use your arm muscle to pull in a little bit more, but your bottom should not be rocking up like so. Release the bottom and let it chill down on the floor. And here we're just going to in-breath. Exhale, you should feel that glute muscle, the bottom muscle stretching here. And an in-breath, if you can go deeper, pull the thigh bone a little closer to your chest and push the right thigh away from your shoulder. In-breath. Exhale. One more. And let it go. We switch leg, please. We have the left leg up, ankle on the right thigh. Reach through the gap, right arm on the outside, left elbow pushing the thigh away, and the thigh bone, the right thigh towards your chest. And allow the bottom to stay chilling down on the floor and try not to curl up. We in-breath. Exhale. Perhaps you can go a little deeper and push the thigh bone away with the elbow and shoulder stays nice and open here. Again. Go deeper into the stretch. One more. And then let it go. Release the leg. 1, 2. Okay, now we go back to the supine position. So heel in line with the sitting bone here. And I want you to recruit the abdominal. And honor your lower spine here. So there is still a gap underneath the waistline. Now from here, lift the right heel up. Pick up the right leg to a tabletop. Extend the right leg forward, but keep the abdominal contained towards the spine. Glide the leg back in. Exhale, pull it in. Inhale. Our tendency is to go with the leg and arch the lower back, away with it. But I want you to refrain from doing that and guard your lower back or guard your lower back with the abdominal muscle as you extend the leg away. And you pull in. 2 more, extend away. Last one, extend, bring it in and down. The other side, and recruit the abdominal muscle, honor your lower back, lift the other leg up. We stretch out. Inhale. Again, try not to rock the pelvis forward and backward as the leg come in and out. And if that's too challenging for you, perhaps you need to have the leg a little bit higher here. So I'd like you to work for this, work hard, but not to the extent that your lower back is arching away. Last one, and bring it in. Now, a little bit more challenge here. Load the abdomen a little bit more and bring the other leg up to tabletop. Again, do not overarch your back. You can, if you like, to imprint the lower back down and keep the lower back resting on the floor. What we're going to do is extend one leg forward and bring it in. So I'm giving you option. You can do this with an imprinted back or stay in a neutral pelvis and a neutral spine. If you find it challenging for you to maintain that curve in the lower back and straining your lower back, I suggest you imprint the lower back onto the floor so your tailbone is slightly tucked under, and just find an angle that works for you today, that you feel the work is in abdominal and not straining the lower back or the neck. I'm going to leave it to you. You choose one version that works best for today. And let's do one more each side. Last one. And bring it in. Hug the leg to your thigh. Hug your leg to your thigh. Hug your thigh to your chest. All right, now from there, lower one leg down and second leg down. Okay, now moving on. We're going to take the right leg up to tabletop. Grab the back of your thigh here. All right, we're going to flex the foot and press the heel up to the sky and extend the leg. So you're going to feel a lot of sensation in the back of your thigh here. We're going to bend the knee again. Exhale, again, pulling in the abdominal as you push up. And we bend. And two more, pull in. And last one. And press, 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 and stay. Arm long by the side. I want you to stabilize the pelvis here. Let's bring the leg across the body and down, away, stay in parallel. Exhale, one round. Inhale, one round. Exhale, circle, one round. Now the idea here to move the leg around in a circle without losing the pelvis stability again. So in breath, one, exhale and stay. Reverse, we go out, down, exhale, inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale. So Pilates is about control and being aware of what your body is doing. And center, bend the knee, take it down, let's switch. Grab the other leg, flex the foot, and we stretch out. And because we own this body, so might as well we get to know it very well. And reach out so we can be stronger and healthier together. And last one, and we stretch to your maximum ability. Even if your leg is shaking, let it be. It's progressing to getting stronger. Right, now we're going to take the arms long by the side. Ready for the circle. We go across the body, down, around. And an exhale, inhale. Now the circle doesn't have to be wild. It can be rather small. So I'd really like you to focus on creating a stability in the pelvis area so we can create more mobility in the hip joint. And then reverse, out, in breath, exhale, in breath, exhale. And try to make that circle rather smooth. And in breath, and exhale one round, last set. And exhale, and let's bring it in, and let's bring it down. All right, turn your body towards me again. Bottom arm again is long, but this time both legs are straight. Heel in line with the pelvis, top hand here. Now already I want you to pick up the bottom waist here. Now I'm going to use that abdominal muscle to lift the legs up. So we're going to use the top oblique to lift the legs up, and the bottom waist is going to be lengthened, not collapsing down, still active but long. Lower. Again, lift. You can use the top hand to help you stabilize the body. And three more. Lift. Lower. Two. Make sure this inner thigh is working. The legs are together. Last. And bring it down. Bend the knee. Push up. Over to the other side. Arm long, legs straight, heel in line with the pelvis, and pick up the bottom waist. And here we are, lifting and lower. The top waist is going to recruit your leg up and lengthen the bottom waist. And use the thigh muscle to help you too. Just keep them together. Last one. And lift, lift, lift. Lower. All right, onto our front here. We're going to bend the elbows, forearm resting on the side of the ribs. Legs are straight underneath you. Okay, sending the sitting bone down and your tailbone down to your feet. Pressing the feet gently and actively onto the floor. Now we're going to glide the shoulder blade and think about drawing the forearm towards the elbow and your feet as we're going to lift the head, the upper back, the middle back into an extension here. I like your neck to stay long and the gaze is still on the floor but slightly further away in front of you. And we lower the chest down again. We inhale, reaching forward to the crown of the head and up. Using the back muscle to help you up, not using the arm to push yourself up. And we lower. So we're thinking about arching up, gliding forward and up. And exhale down. 2 more. And gliding the chest forward and up. Exhale, come down. Just watch your leg, make sure they are active and the feet are still quite close to each other, and exhale it down. At this time, reach your arms to the side here, long. Again, same motion. We're going to lift the back up, arms close to the thighs, and come on down. Just give me 2 more here. Inhale, reach forward and up, arms to your side of your thigh, nice and close. Exhale, come on down. 1 more. Inhale, lifting up, forward, up, forward, and come on back. Well done. Bend the elbows again, forearm onto the floor. This time you're going to push off the floor with the forearm and round your back. Then send your bottom towards the heels and sit onto your heels. Keeping the arms nice and long here. Excuse me. And pulling in your center and then just staying in this rest position for me, please. Let's just breathe. Inhaling through the nose. I'd like you to inhale as long as you can and expand the back of the rib cage as much as you can. Exhale through the mouth. 2 more. Inhale. As long as you can. Exhale as long as you can as well. One more. Good job. And now just gently roll yourself up to an upright sitting position and stay nice and long. This is beginner Pilates class. This class is suitable if you are new to Pilates. So let's get started. We're going to find ourselves standing on a mat. Just to start with, I'd like you to stand with a parallel feet and have your heels in line with the sitting bone and the toes are pointing forward. And try to stand with a nice upright body, as tall as you can. And we're going to start the class with some breathing. So place your hands on the lower part of the abdominal here. Now I want you to inhale from the nose and exhale out of your mouth. As you inhale, think about expanding the lower abdominal area into your hands. And then as you exhale, feel the abdominal muscle retracting away from your hands. And then you're going to deliberately squeeze in a little deeper, like as if you have a corset tightening up around the area. Again, we inhale, breathing into the area, into your hands. And exhale, out from your mouth. The abdominal muscle retract away from your hands. And then you're going to deliberately, at the final end, tighten up everything, like as if you have the corset running around you, lifting up the lower abs, drawing in the side of the abdominal, lengthening down the upper abs, everything focusing into your belly button area. Let's do 2 more times. In breath. And exhale. Pull in that corset muscle and watch that you're not tucking the bottom under. So really try to stand with a neutral pelvis. 1 more. Inhale. Now here, I like you to hold that engagement here so the abdominal muscle doesn't expand now. Now inhale through the nose and think about expanding the ribcage out to the side without letting the belly out. And then as you exhale, the ribcage comes to each other, towards each other, and the abdominal still engage. Again, inhale. The ribcage expands sideways. Exhale, drawing into the center, and this is still engaged. 2 more times. Inhale. Exhale. 1 more. Try to keep this one in all the time. And exhale. Good job. And let it go. All right, and let's go down to the floor. So we're gonna line our back. The best way is to roll to the side of your body, then roll onto your back here. And we're going to practice that lateral breathing again while lying supine here. So we don't have to be too specific how we lie on the back. Just go ahead and bend the knees, place your feet down, and then just place the heel of the palm and the hands around the lower part of the rib cage here. So we inhale through the nose again, expand the rib cage, sideways, and try not to blow the belly out. Then as you exhale, the ribcage deflate in, and you want to see if you can get a little bit of a tighter abdominal connection there. Contraction. Inhale, ribcage expands sideways. Exhale, ribcage deflate. 2 more times. In breath. So the air that you breathe in is really going to be focused on trying to press out the rib cage, expand it to the side and to the floor, to the back of the rib cage. Exhale, drawing in. Last one here. Inhale, expanding out, and exhale, drawing back in. Okay, and let it go. Now turn your body, face me, please. Stack the legs together. Feet are together, knees are together. Align the feet with your spine. Arms hung long in front of you here, and you're welcome to place a pillow or cushion underneath your head if you feel uncomfortable in this position. Now stack the arms together here. Our chest opener, we're gonna inhale, stretch and slide the top arm forward. Take the arm up to the sky, look up to the sky, and then go ahead and rotate the chest over to the other side. And again, inhale, we reach out. Exhale, we close. Inhale, reach forward up to the sky, and we rotate the spine. Bring the arm behind you. Inhale, reach out. Exhale, we close. 1 more. Inhale, reaching up. And exhale, we open. Inhale, reaching out. And exhale, we close. All right. And please get up. And let's go over to the other side. We'll do the same thing. Another chest opener. Stack the legs. Stack the arms. Rest the head down. Inhale, reach the top arm forward. Up to the sky. And rotate the trunk. Follow your eyes with your hand. And reach up behind you again, up to the sky and forward. Inhale, reach forward and beyond, up to the sky. Expand the chest, use your breath and rotate. Inhale, reach away. And we closed. Last one. Inhale, reach forward and up. And open. Inhale, reach away. And we close. Okay, now let's go ahead and lie on the back here. Have your feet sort of aligned with your pelvis. Open your arms out to the side here. Now drop the knees over to me. And you can turn your head to the opposite direction here and stay. I'd like you to press up the top hip joint forward and see if you can deepen up that stretch and stay. In breath. Exhale and deflate the abdominal in. One more. Inhale, press forward, keep the shoulder down. Exhale, deflate and bring the legs back in to the middle. Drop the legs over to the other side, head over to the opposite direction. And an inhale, we press the top hip forward. Exhale, we contain the abdominal muscle in. Again, inhale, we press the hip forward. Exhale, drawing in. One more, inhaling, exhaling, and we return the leg back to the center. Take your arms down by the side here. Align the heels with the sitting bone. Now from here, going back to that corset muscle engagement, take an in breath. Exhale, I want you to draw in the abdominal muscle deliberately and tighten up that corset that you have. Lift the right heel up and bring the right leg up to what we call a tabletop position without letting go of the abdominal. So I want the abdominal muscle to support the curve of your back. And then we lower the leg down, keeping the pelvis and abdominal engaged. Exhale, we pull it up. We move from the hip joint to lift the leg up and down. And we try to keep the angle of the knee rather quiet there. Exhale, so we are loading the abdominal to move the leg up and down, and we're supporting the curve of the spine here. If it's too much pressure or tension in the lower back, you can imprint the lower back down to the floor a little bit more to relax the muscles. So you're no longer in a, what we call a neutral position. And last one, and we come back and hold the tabletop. Press your hands against the thigh here. Take an in breath. Now as you exhale, I want you to push down the leg, and I want you to put a break in the leg and break in the abdominal and stay. All right, so take an in breath. Press down and hold the leg there, draw in the center for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Release. One more time. In breath. Exhale. Press down and hold. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And release and lower the leg down. Arms down by the side. We go ahead with the other leg. Take an in breath. Exhale. Contain the abdominal muscle in. Protect that spine. Lift the other heel up and bring the leg up to tabletop without jolting or releasing the abdominal cavity. We lower the leg down and in breath. Exhale. Bring it up. Movement comes from the hip joint. Bringing the leg up and down. Keeping the angle of the knee constant at all time. The same thing here again. If you feel a little too much tension in the lower spine, you're welcome to imprint the lower back down to the floor and let go of the lower back so you can focus specifically with the abdominal here. So let's go 2 more. Lower, lift, last one, lift, stay. Hands on the thighs. Press down as you breathe out and hold it for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and release. Again, exhale, press down, hold, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and release. Let it go and lower the legs down and take the arms long by the side. Now this time we'll go back to the first leg again. Again, get the abdominal ready, drawing in, leg up to tabletop, hold. And then extend the leg forward. So I want you to draw in the center here and hold the leg there. In breath to the rib cage. Exhale, wrap in the corset muscle and hold that. So you can really contain the abdominal muscle towards the lower back. Stay there for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. We drag the knee in. We lower the leg down. Other leg. We prepare the abdominal. Breathe out. Pull in. Lift the leg. Exhale. Pull in. Extend the leg forward and stay. Inhale, expand the rib cage, keep the abdominal in. Exhale, lower the abdominal to the lower spine and hold the leg here. Stay. Just keep breathing. And let's bring the leg back in and lower down. Moving on to our leg changes. So we breathe out, lifting the leg up to tabletop. We hold. Now, lift the other heel up here. As you breathe out, again, load the abdominal. We switch the leg. A little bit more challenging than before. Exhale. So again, take care that you are not going to push the belly out, that we're going to protect the curve of the spine if you can't. Otherwise, just imprint the lower back down to the floor. Exhale. So you want to feel the work is in the abdominal. 2 more times. Keep switching. 1 more set. Last one. And bring both legs up. Squeeze them together. Open the arms out to the T position for our spine twist supine. We're going to rotate from the waist. Over to me as we inhale. Legs travel together. And exhale. Use that corset muscle. Pull the legs back to the middle. Over to you as we inhale. And at exhale, make sure you are in control of the movement. Meaning that you're not going to let the leg just drop and flop away to the floor. And then come back. And over to you. In breath. Exhale. Center. Over to me. In breath. Exhale. Center. Again. In breath. Exhale. 1 more set. In breath. Exhale. Last one. In breath. Exhale to come back. And we lower one leg down, second leg down, and we turn the body towards me. So we have the underneath arm long. We stack the legs together, feet in line with the sitting bone, knees are together, thighs are together. Now here, I want you to just drop and flop away the waistline down like so. And then as you breathe out, I'd like you to pick up your underneath side and wear that natural corset of yours and support your spine. One more time. Inhale, flop away. Exhale, engage and lift up and contain your center. Now we stay. We're going to really maintain this position. You can have the top hand on the top hip here, and then moving on to our clam. We open the top leg up, keeping the pelvis very stable and quiet, meaning that as you open, we are not going to flop backward and rotate. So the movement only comes in the hip joint here. So we exhale, open, in breath. This is the clams. Open, in breath down. 4 more. Really still have the lower waistline lifting up at all time. Your corset muscle is working nicely to support the whole structure. Last one, and opened and release. Extend the top leg long. You can move the bottom foot forward. So it's about 90-degree angle of the hip and the knee. And a top hand can stay here. Pick up the underneath side. Make sure you haven't dropped it down yet. And then relax the top foot and we'll lift the thigh up. We lower. Exhale. Lower. Exhale. Exhale. Again, pelvis is quiet. And we're just lifting the thigh bone up and down. 1 more. And stay. Now we bring the leg forward from the hip joint and we'll lift it up, we'll lower and back. So we're creating like an L shape here, up, down, and back. Exhale, in breath down. Exhale, in breath down. Exhale, in breath down. 2 more. In breath down. Last one. Now we're going to take the leg forward. This time we're going to drop and lift it up. So we're going to do 5 exhale. 5 inhale. 2 more set. Exhale 5. Inhale, 5. Last set, 5. Inhale. Good job. Bring the leg back and bring it down. Excellent. Bend the knee. Help yourself up. We are going to do the other side. So we have the bottom arm long, stack the legs together, feet in line with the pelvis here, and then we're gonna flop away to start, okay? And then from there, we're gonna pick up, drawing the corset muscle, lift up the underneath oblique, draw in the belly button, and then we're gonna lower down again and flop your body. And then we're gonna engage, lift, 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 and we're gonna stay lifted, engage here, top hand on the hip, and we open for the clams, and we close. Again, reminder that we want to keep the pelvis very stable, just moving the leg open and closed. And so we're working what we call the piriformis muscle here, so your external rotators for the glutes, a little anatomy session there for you. And so call the piriformis out, external rotators off the hip joint. And 2 more, out. Last one, out. We close. Top leg goes straight, bottom leg comes forward. Again, we still have the abdominal active, and floppy foot, we lift, we lower, we lift, we lower, we lift, and 4, and 5, 3 more, 2, 1, we take the leg forward, forward, up, down, we go back, forward, up, down, like an L shape here. Exhale, exhale. 2 more times, pelvis is stable. Last one. All right, we got the little drop here. Exhale, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. One more set. 2, 3, 4, 5. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Bring it back, bring it down, bring it in, and lie on your back for a well-deserved gluteal stretch. So we have the right foot down, left leg up, external rotate like so. Grab the back of your thigh with your hands, your right thigh that is, pull the leg to you, and use the left elbow to push the left thigh away. Surrender your bottom down to the floor and just enjoy the stretch. The more you pull, the deeper the stretch will be. So pull in with the thigh, push out with the elbow, and breathe. Exhale. You choose the intensity of the stretch. And 2 more. Last one. And we'll lower. And we'll switch. So we have the right leg up. Externally rotate. Loop your right hand through the gap. Hands behind the thigh. We pull the thigh to you. We press the elbows to your thigh out. We stay. Again, we surrender the bottom. The more you pull, the more the stretch becomes more intense. Again, breathing in. And we'll let it go. Lower the leg, release. Now I'd like you to bring the left leg up again. Grab the back of your thigh with the hand here. Now you can choose to have the right leg long on the floor or the right leg bent. It depends on the flexibility of your leg here. Now from here, extend the leg up to the sky. Hold on to the leg. We bend. Extend. We bend. You can also, again, stretch your legs out. If you have the legs bent, just give it a try and see what happened. And you're going to feel a lot of sensation in the back of the leg because we are stretching the leg, especially if you are tight. And last one, stretch it out, stretch it out, stretch it out, and stay. Pluck the leg down to the back of your bottom. Arms long by the side, have the foot flexed there. We're going to the leg circle across the body, down, around, one. We exhale, one round. Inhale, one round. Exhale, inhale. Last one, exhale, we stay. Reverse, out, down, inhale. Exhale, inhale. Exhale, inhale. Exhale, last set. Exhale, stay, point, bend, and lower. Bring the other leg in, grab the back of your thigh with the hands, and then flex the foot, extend the leg up and stretch out. And we bend. Again, the other leg can be down on the floor or stay bent as you wish. And I'm going to straighten that leg out. On the next extension, reach. I'm thinking of plugging the leg down to the floor as I extend my knee. Two more, reach. A lower bend. Last one, reach and stay. Anchor the bottom down, release the arms down by the side. Have your foot flexed still across the body. Inhale, exhale, in breath. Exhale, nice and steady, keeping the pelvis quiet. Don't go too wild on me. Exhale, we stay. Reverse out. Exhale, inhale. Exhale, control your abdominal so you can control the back and the pelvis. Last set. Exhale, stay. We bend and we lower. Bend the knee, one. Bring the other one in, two. Squeeze the leg together. Have the feet slightly away from your bottom. All right, from here, breath out, pulling in the center, and then curling the head and the neck and the chest up. Grab the back of your thigh, bend the elbow, look at the belly. Can we concave the abdominal down a little bit more as you lift the chest higher? Arms long. And release back down. Two more times. Exhale. Prepare the abdominal. Lift the head and the chest up. Make sure you shouldn't see any bulging out of the belly as you come up, but instead contracting in. Grab the back of your thigh. Look in the belly. Concave the belly in as you lift the chest a little higher. And then maintain that height. Arms long by the side. Come on down. Last one. Exhale. Lifting up. Hands behind, and then pull the belly in. Lift the chest higher. Take the arms long, and come on down. Mini roll-up or modified roll-ups next. We exhale, we'll lift up. Grab the back of the thigh here. Use the arm. Curl the chest up. Pull in, pull in, pull in, pull in. And then lift the back. Now from here, exhale, we're going to round the back. You can also have your feet a little bit further away here. And then we see if we can get the sacrum down on the floor, lower back on the floor. Pull in, pull in, pull in. And then release the head down. Two more times. Lift, grab, inhale, lift a little higher. Exhale, use your arms if you need to. Scoop a little deeper, pull up and over. Get into what we call the C-curve position. Here, make sure the neck is long, and then just lift the back. And we round, and then we rotate and roll the pelvis back. Get the sacrum on the floor, get the lower back on the floor. Then release the arm, release the head. One more. We'll lift, grab the hands, lift the chest high and in breath. Exhale, pull up, up, up into the C-curve, and then lift the back up. And we round the back. We bring the sacrum back, the back of your bottom, the pelvis, and lower back down, and all the way down. And then we're gonna come up. It's because we need to change the position. We'll lift the head and the chest up again. Grab the back of your thigh, pull in, And exhale, deepen up the curve. Over, over, and we'll lift the back up. Okay, let's move on to our front. So we're going to our belly. We have the hands and the arms on the side of our rib cage. Your legs are long behind you. Your feet are together if possible or slightly apart. Now I want you to pick up the abdominal muscle, drag the shoulder blades down so you feel the middle back engaged there. And then from here, your legs are nice and long as well. We're going to lift the head and the chest up, extend the chest forward and up, and then come back down again on the exhale. We go inhale, drag the shoulder blades down, lift the head and the chest up. So you feel that back muscle lifting you up. Neck is long, gaze to the floor still, and exhale, come back down. 2 more like that. Inhale, we lift, up. Exhale, we lower, down. And last one, inhale, we lift, up. Exhale, we lower, down. And now this time, take your arms long by the side. Palms facing your thigh here. Same movement. Inhale, we lift, up. Exhale, we come down. This is an upper back and middle back work. Inhale, we lift. Legs are long. Exhale, we come down. 2 more. Inhale, lift. Exhale, down. Last one. Inhale, lift. Exhale, come down. Well done. Bend the elbows, forearm on the side. Push the forearm down, lift up the abdominals, send the pelvis to your heels. Curl the tail under 4-hour rest position and just stretch the back here. Inhale. Exhale. Relax the neck, shoulders, or any part of the body you feel that you are tensing. 1 more in breath. Exhale. And in breath. As you exhale, roll yourself up, sitting upright. Okay, and come up onto your knees, please. We are going to end the class with another diaphragmatic breathing and transverse abdominal engagement. So we have the hands on the lower part of the belly here. Okay, so we inhale through the nose and exhale through the mouth. This is exactly what we did at the start of the class. So we inhale, exhale, in breath, exhale, 2 more. One more. And let it go. See if you can continue to practice that breathing today and whatever you do today, and see and observe what happened to your posture when you start engaging your transverse abdominis more frequently. This is a beginner's Pilates class. It's suitable if you are new to Pilates. So let's get started. We're going to start the class lying on our back. So go ahead, roll to your side, and then roll onto your back on your mat. And have your feet and your heel aligned with your sitting bone. If you just palpate the base of your pelvis, if you can feel that bone that's sticking out, that's your sitting bone. So if you just estimately, roughly lined up the heels with that bones. Okay, we're going to start with some breathing first. I'd like you to just place your hands on the lower part of the abdominal here. We're going to inhale from the nose and exhale through your mouth. Now, as we inhale, feeling the belly expanding into your hands with your breath. And then as you exhale, I'd like you to deflate the belly away from your hands And then deliberately tense up the whole abdominal and feel the abdominal muscle concaving down towards the spine without rocking the pelvis. And let's do that again. Inhaling, expanding into your hands, exhaling, and then deliberately pull in tightly, like as if you are wearing a corset around your waistline. And 2 more times. In breath and exhale, drawing in, and have a sensation that the abdominal muscle is caving in towards your belly button. Last one. In breath and exhale, drawing in. I'd like you to keep the abdominal in. At this time, place your hands on the side of your rib cage. Now, when you inhale, think about the rib cage expanding sideways and not so much the belly pushing out. I'd like you to try to contain the belly inward. So we inhale, expanding the ribs outward, sideways, and to the floor. Exhale, drawing the ribs in, drawing the center a little tighter. In breath. Try to get a long breath in and long breath out. 2 more times. Feeling your rib cage expanding like piano accordion. Exhaling, deflating. 1 more. Inhale. And exhale. Good job. All right, now I'd like you to place your hands on the side of your pelvis here. All right, we in breath again. Exhale, again, drawing the abdominal. And I'd like you to take that motion into a rock. So we're going to move the pelvis upward, imprinting the lower back down to the floor, and still have that concave sensation in the front of the belly. And then we inhale, lengthen back to your start position. Exhale, drawing in, concave the abdominal, imprint the lower back. The bottom now rocks off the floor. And make sure that you don't have any bulging out of the belly here. Instead, inward to the floor. And release back. Again, exhale, drawing in, curling up. So we are warming up the lumbar spine, the lower back, and the pelvis area here. 2 more. Exhale, drawing in, curling the pelvis. In breath, rocking back. Last one. Exhale, drawing in and rock. And in breath, release. Now we're going to take it further to a half pelvic curl. So we start the same way. Exhale, drawing in, rock up here. Continue peeling up the bottom a little bit more until the last ribs on the floor. So your lower back is off the floor, your pelvis is off the floor, your thighs are still parallel, and the knees are pointing forward. Inhale at the top. Now as you exhale, we're going to imprint back down, vertebra by vertebra, and then release back to your start position. 2 more times. Exhale, drawing in, curling, rolling up just to the last rib cage. In breath. Exhale, drawing down, curling down, and release back to your start position. 1 more. Exhale, curling up. In breath. Exhale, rolling down. And then we're going to take it to a full pelvic curl. We exhale the same way, rolling up. And this time we're going to take it all the way up a little higher to the tip of the shoulder. Now here, press the arms down so you can lift the spine a little bit more. Press the feet down so you can lift the pelvis up a little bit more. In breath. Exhale, we roll down from the top, middle back, lower back. And then the pelvis comes back all the way down to the floor. Again, in breath. Exhale, we draw in the center. We curling up. We roll up and peel gradually till the shoulders region. In breath, hold. Exhale, contain the belly, roll it down. Articulating all the way back to the floor. One last one. Breath out. Roll up, curl up, reach up, press the arms, press the feet, lift the pelvis up higher. In breath. Exhale, roll back, 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 and release. Well done. Okay, now I'd like you to take an in breath. Exhale, draw in your center, and where that natural corset of yours, I want you to dorsiflex the left foot. And then from here, slide the left leg away without moving this area. So keep this very quiet. And then pull back. Same thing. Inhale. Lifting up the abdominal, reaching the leg away. Exhale. Slide back. Two more. Inhale. So we're thinking about stability in pelvis area and the lower spine area here. Last one, by engaging your transversus abdominis, which is your natural corset muscle. And then release the other foot. So we're going to flex the right foot. Breath out. Wear that corset. Inhale, slide the heel away without moving the pelvis or the lower spine. Exhale, return. Inhale. So the distance between the rib cage and the hip should stay constant throughout this exercise. And reach out. And come back. Two more. In breath, reach out, 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 out. Exhale. One last. Reach out. Out, 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 out as far as you can. Exhale, come back, come back, come back, and release. Okay, moving on. Keeping the same intention there. We breathe out, lift the left heel up, and then we're gonna float the leg up to tabletop. All with the abdominal contained inward. Leg lift. We lower down the leg from the hip joint. Exhale, we bring it up. We lower down from the hip joint. Exhale, we take it up. Two more times. And down. Exhale, up. Last down. Exhale, up. And we lower right down. Switch side. Again, breath out. Contain the corset muscles. Lift the other heel up. And we float up. We lower as you in breath. Exhale, up. Movement comes from the hip joint. Exhale, up. Last one. Exhale, we come up and stay. Now, leg changes coming up. So we're going to lift the other heel up here. We're going to load the abdominal a little bit more here. Now, as you breathe out, switch the leg, pull in the center, and we tap. And breathe up, pull in the center, we tap. So we're keeping this area nice and sturdy, very busy, because we're trying to work and our transverse abdominis and see if we can keep the spinal column nice and supported. Again, exhale. One more each side. Last one. And bring both legs up the tabletop, stay. Hands against the thigh. Take an in breath. I'd like you to push the thigh away from your hands and just put a brake on the thigh here, keeping the abdominals nice and drawn in, active. So we push down, we hold for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and release. One more time. Exhale. Push down, watch the shoulders away from your ears, and stay for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and release. Squeeze the legs together, open the arms out to the side, spine to supine, rotate your legs towards me as one unit from the waistline. Exhale, come on back to the center. Imagine your legs are tied together and they have no room to slide away from each other. So when you rotate, the legs move as one unit and then rotate back as one unit. Again, inhale, rotate. Exhale, rotate back. Inhale, rotate. Exhale, center. Inhale, twist. Exhale, center. One more each side. Inhale, twist. Exhale, center. Last one, twist. Exhale. Come on back. All right, lower one foot down. Second leg down. Again, have your feet in line with the sit bone here and take your arms long down by the side. Some chest lift action here. Take an in breath. Again, exhale, prepare abdominal and then float the head and the chest up here. Look at the pelvis. Make sure it's nice and quiet and your abs is contained inward. Grab the hands at the back of your thighs here. Now what we're going to do is we're going to rock the pelvis like the start of the class and release the pelvis. And then release the head and the arms down. In breath. Exhale. Prepare the abdominal. Slide up and forward. Grab the back of your thigh. And then curl the pelvis by concaving the abdominal in. Release the pelvis. Release the arms. Release the head down. 2 more times. Exhale. Grab the hands. And we curl. We curl down. Release the hands and come on down. Again, we lift. Hands. We curl and down. Hands and release. And we're going to add some rotation there. We exhale, we lift. Hands. Curl up a little higher. Keep the pelvis stable. Now take your hands in front of you, next to each other. Rotate to me from the waist. I will chest lift with rotation. Other way. In breath. And twist. In breath. And twist. Center. And twist. And twist from the waist. One more each side. Twist. Last one. Twist. Come back to center. Release the hands by the side. And return your side down. Now, bring the feet away from you and bring the legs together. So, a little greater angle at the knee joint here. Take the arms overhead. We are going to do some roll-ups here. Modified roll-up, that is. Take the arms up. Lift the head and the chest up. Curl the chest up. Grab the leg if you need to. Otherwise, come up and over into the C curve here. So your neck stays long. And then inhale, we pause. Exhale, we rotate the pelvis back. We get the sacrum down on the floor. And then take the arms overhead 2 more times. Inhale, lift. Exhale, come up and over. C curve, C curve, C curve. In breath. Exhale, we rotate the pelvis back. Get the sacrum down, get the lower back down, and take the arms overhead. One last in breath, left. Exhale, curl up and over, 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 over. And this time we're going to lift the back and come up sitting up tall. All right, extend the legs in front of you. Have your heels as wide as the shoulder, if not slightly wider. Ready for our spine stretch. Dorsiflex the feet, dig the heels down to the floor, lift the back up. Maybe you may have to bend the knees slightly to accommodate the tall position. Extend the arms forward. Take an in breath. Exhale. We're going to roll the spine down, articulate the spine away from the imaginary wall behind you. We're going to inhale. We're going to pause at the furthest distance here. Exhale. We're going to stack up the spine by pulling up the center all the way to your tallest spine alignment. Again, exhale. We roll down. And we're going to go forward. In breath. Exhale. We're going to roll up. And we're going to lift up. And exhale, roll down. And we're going to go forward, in breath. Exhale, roll back and left. Last one. Exhale, roll down and hinge forward. And then exhale, roll up and taller, tallest, and stay. Hands on the shoulder or fingertips on the shoulder here. Keeping the spine nice and long. Now we're going to twist. Double breath, rotate your spine towards me. Taking care of your pelvis should stay grounded and stable. In breath. Exhale. In breath. Exhale. In breath. Exhale. And 2 more sets. The legs are quiet. We're just spinning around from the waistline above. Last one. And center. Let it go. All right, now let's cross the leg and go into our modified quadruped position. So we have a vertical alignment in the arms, shoulder and the center of the shoulder and your wrist. Now tuck the toes under and have the knees somewhere in between the pelvis, the hip bone, and your hands here. Your spine is in a diagonal position here. Taking an in breath. Now as we exhale, I would like you to draw in the abdominal wall to support your spine. So we have that natural corset muscle. We're going to use it. Inhale, let it go. 2 more times. Exhale, pick up the abdominal. And last one, let it go. Exhale, pick up the abdominal and stay. And then some cat stretches. Breathe in. Exhale, we're going to pick up the abdominal. Then we're going to continue the journey in rounding the back. So curling your toes under, your tailbone under, and then rounding the upper back under, looking down towards the feet. And then we're going to unravel the spine, tailbone, chest, forward, and then extend the upper back, middle back forward beyond your neutral curve into extension. Into a flat back, a long back that is. And we're going to curl the spine, rounding into a C curve, a round back. Lengthening the tailbone, lengthening the chest forward, and extending forward and up. 2 more times. Exhale, pick up the abdominal. Then we're going to curl the spine. And we're going to inhale, lengthen the chest, lengthen the tail, extend forward and up. Last one. Exhale, rounding back. And then in breath, extending the tail and the chest, extend forward and up. And release. Good job. Release the ankle, sit down and come face me. You can sit cross-legged if you wish to. You can sit in diamond leg as well, or you can have your feet tucked under. I'll leave it to you. It's your choice for the day. Now I'm going to go with the diamond leg position here. Now we're just going to do some shoulder circles. So sitting nice and tall, hands on the shoulder, elbows to elbows, up away, circling. 4, 8, nice and easy in the shoulder. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Reverse, down and around. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, last 8, and let it go. Okay, shake it out. Now have your elbows in front of you, palms facing towards you, shoulder width apart here. I want you to open the elbows out to the side, keeping the shoulder nice and broad, chest broad, shoulder blades apart, and then we bring it forward in front of you. So from the back view, it should look like so with the shoulder blade. We open the elbow out to the side. And then from here, without squishing the shoulder blade, we open the elbows a little bit further and keep them apart. And we close. Again, we open out, shoulder nice and broad, and we close. Again, out and close. 2 more, out and close. Last one, out, open the chest, sit up nice and tall, and we close and release. All right, next on, we have the heel in line with the sit bone again. I like you to sit with the chest nice and open. Your fingers are pointing towards the bottom or out to the side. Now here, arms are straight, knees bent, chest nice and open. As you breathe out, I like to just lift the pelvis up and create like a table-like shape and push the chest up, head is long. And then from there, folding at the hip joint, we lower down to the floor, just barely touching, and lift up. And down, just barely touching, and lift up. 3 more. Inhale, we fold. Exhale, we press. Inhale, we fold. Exhale, we press. Last one. Exhale, we press, and we're going to stay there for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and we fold down. We open the knees out to the side. We lift the back, arms forward, taking in breath, and we're just going to finish up with some nice roll down of the spine. Just allow the body to flop down to the floor, and we stay here as we breathe in and breathe out. 1 more, and breathe out. In breath. As we exhale, roll the spine up, rolling up, rolling up, rolling up, and sitting nice and tall. Hello there. Hi, we have Elena here to help out with the class. So when you're ready, let's get started. All right, why don't we sit down, Elena, and we're going to sit face the front of the mat here. Come a bit more forward. Okay, so we're going to start with breathing exercises. So I want you to sit with your feet in parallel position. Right, try to get your spine sitting nice and tall like Elena has. Beautiful. And then what we're going to do, just bring your hands underneath the thigh here. All right, so I want you to kind of have the arms rather engaged here. Here we go. Now, we're going to move on to our diaphragmatic breathing. So you can close your eyes here if you want to. So think about the diaphragmatic breathing, breathing to your lungs, breathing into your abdominal, right? So as you inhale through the nose, I want you to think about filling up the ribs, filling up the belly, and then exhale, we need to just draw the belly in, work on the TA, the spine stays straight, and then just thinking about like tightening up your corset. Good job. And then inhale again, rib cage expanding, belly also expanding. Exhale, gonna draw everything in like as if you're wearing a very tight corset. Let's go 1 more time. Inhale, rib cage, also the belly. Exhale, pulling in. And let's stay. Now we move on to lateral breathing, which we are going to engage our TA, our transverse abdominis the whole time. Now here, as you inhale, work on expanding the ribs laterally and posteriorly, which is the back. And then exhale, draw the ribs in and keep that TA, the transverse abdominis, engaged. Good job. And then inhale. So fill up the space at the back and the side of the ribs. And then exhale, draw it in again. 1 more. Inhale, fill up the space at the back of the ribs and the side. And then exhale, we draw the ribs in. Good job. All right, let's move on to our C curve, Elena. Take a deep breath. 1 second. Hang on. 1 second. Let's go. Inhale together. And exhale, drawing the abdominal in, rounding the back here. So your shoulder goes over the pelvis. And then inhale, lifting up the spine, come up, nice and tall. Again, breath in.
And then breath out. We start from the lower abs and then rounding the lower spine and rounding the upper spine forward. Have a look at here so that you can see that she is in a C curve, but she's not actually slouching, which is going to be a slouch, and compress. She's really trying to maintain her back muscle to be engaged and active while she's activating the front. And then inhale, lifting up, grow tall. Let's do one more time. Breath out. We round, pull in, and back and forward to the spine. And then in breath, we lift and extend. Good job. And now we're going to add on to our roll back. So take a deep breath. Again, exhale. Go to the C curve again here. And then we're going to roll back here. So take the pelvis, tucking under, and you can just let the arms slide with you. But I wanted to really focus on getting that scoop in the lower abs and maybe imprint the sacrum and the lower back. See if you can do so. Inhale, hold. Exhale, deepen the scoop and bring the body over. You can use your arm to help you and assist you if you need to. Inhale, lift up. Again, exhale into the C curve. And then we're going to roll back. So rotate the pelvis back. Get this down to the floor. Get the lower back down to the floor. Deepen the scoop, deepening the scoop, deepening the scoop. In breath. Exhale. Use the help of your arms or not. I'll leave it to you. If you want to work hard, you can just release the grip of the arms and then allow your abdominal to help you up. Again, exhale into the C curve. And then we're going to roll back again. Curl the pelvis under, curl the lower back under, lower back, deepen up the abdominal, in breath. Good job, Elena. Exhale, scoop up, come over, and then lifting up tall. All right, the next one, we're going to take it all the way down, all right? Take an in breath, exhale, again, deepen up the abdominal, C curve. And we're going to roll back and take it all the way down and just let the arm glide with you. Keep it gliding, keep it gliding, keep it gliding all the way down. Perfect. And take it all the way down. Good. And take your arms long by the side. Gorgeous. Now we're going to reset the feet. So come, bring the feet closer towards the pelvis. All right. Ready for your pelvic rocks. So inhaling, lateral breathing. Exhaling. All we need to do is that the abdominal imprint the lower spine and you rock the pelvis. So you tip the pelvis upward, you sink the belly down. So we're sloping into the floor. And then inhale, release back to your neutral. Again, exhale, abdominal drawing in, imprint the lower back, the pelvis tips up. Go as much as you can. Good job. And then inhale, rock it back. Again, in breath, exhale, deepen up, curl it, lift the pelvis up, and then inhale, release back. Good job. Let's do one more time. Again, exhale, we rock, we imprint the lower back, imprint more, get deeper into the floor, and then inhale, release back to your neutral pelvis. Move on to your pelvic curl, and now take an in breath. Exhale, we scoop, we curl, and then we're going to continue rolling up. So we're going to peel the spine, come up all the way to that bridging position. Now step. Now, do a little checkpoint. Think about the thigh bone reaching forward towards the knee. So we are going to use the hamstrings, right? And then the arms pressing down, the chest nice and open in the front. Printing the feet down. So if you have a tendency to splay or slay your knees out, press the big toes down to the floor so you can engage your inner thigh. Good job. In breath. Exhale. We roll down from the top. The rib cage comes down. Let's go. Ribs down. And then middle back down. Lower back down. Pelvis down. And then go back to the neutral. Beautiful. Let's do 3 more times. In breath. Exhale. Let's scoop, curl, and roll up. Reach the thigh bone forward as if I'm pulling you away from your shoulder. In breath. Exhale, roll down. And then use your breath to really imprint the back. Try not to skip any part of the vertebra as you go down and up. In breath. Exhale, roll it up. Curl it up. Reach it forward towards the knee and the heel. Beautiful. In breath. Exhale, roll it down. Use that breath. imprinting, 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 and release. Good job. Let's do one more time. In breath. Exhale. Roll up. Reach forward, forward. Beautiful. In breath. Good job. Exhale. Roll down from the top, the middle, lower back, the pelvis, and good work. All right. Let's interlace the hands behind the head here. All right, so I want you to have your elbows slightly off the floor here. And now we're going to think about the elbow connection to your rib cage to your belly button, right? The chest lift. In breath. Exhale. We're going to lift the head and the chest up, flex forward, and ideally, the pelvis should stay in a neutral, and the back is sinking down to the floor. Now, inhale, stretch your arms forward here, Elena. Grab on here. And then maybe you can bend the elbow, lift up a little bit more. Just a little bit without disturbing the pelvis. Then return the hands back behind your head and then return the head back down. All right. Good job. In breath. Exhale. Ribs lengthening down and then lift the head and the chest up. And then hands on the back of your thigh. Bend the elbow slightly, lift up a little higher. Maintain the abdominal pressure. Take your hands behind your head. Good job. And then release it back down. Good job. Again, 3 more. Exhale. We go ribs in. Lift up. Chest up. Arms forward. Bend the elbow. Pick yourself up a little bit more. Good job. Hold that chest lift. Hands behind. Excellent. And come on down. Again. Breath in. Breath out. You lift again. Forward. Hands behind the thighs. Bend the elbow, lift up slightly more. Hands back behind your thighs. And then come on down. All right. Exhale. Next time we're going to add some rotation. So we go curl forward again. Chest lift. Hands behind the thigh. And then bend the elbow. Come up a tiny bit. Stay. Hands behind your head. All right. We are going to hold that. Rotate towards us. Boom. Now stay. Grab the left hand behind your right thighs. Bend the elbow, come up a little higher. Good. Hands behind the head. Bring it back. Good job. And then return back to center. We go over to the other side. And then take the arm across in the thighs. Bend the elbow, lift up. Good job. Hands behind the head. And then come back to center. Maintain the pressure. Again. Rotate. Whoop. And then hands. Bend the elbow, come up. Good job. Hands behind your head. Again, return. Good work. And then rotate. It's a lot of work here. Hand across. Bend, lift. Good job. Hands behind. And then return. Let's do one more each side. And rotate. Exhale. Inhale. Hand, left. And hands back. And then swivel over to the other side. And the last one here. I know you're feeling the burn, right, Elena? Just keep smiling. Bend. Come up. Good job. Hands behind. And back to center. Hold. And then release that. Good work. You okay? Yes. Arms down by the side. Yes, we're feeling the deep burn there. All right, let's move on to leg changes. So we know we're going to stabilize the pelvis, right? Take a deep breath. Exhale, bring your right leg up to tabletop for me without any jiggle in the pelvis. All right, now the other foot will go into a little tip-toe position. Then we're going to exhale, secure your center, and then we're going to switch the legs. So we go exhale, one leg down, one leg up, and change. Exhale. And change, exhale, and continue changing. Now, what you want to focus here is make sure that the pressure of the abdomen is constant the whole time. So you shouldn't see any bulging of the belly up and down, right? The belly should be compressed in, and you work on the lateral breathing. So you're keeping the intra-abdominal pressure constant the whole time. Beautiful. One more each side. Boom. And then, good. Both legs up in tabletop. And squeeze the legs together. So really want the shin to be parallel with the ground. All right, spine to supine. We're going to take your arms out to the side, palms facing up. Good job. Allow the ribs to settle down for me, Elena. Now, we're going to add a little variation here. We're going to rotate towards us first. So we got inhaling from the waist. Now, we're going to extend the top leg, just the top leg. Keep the knees together. And then bring the legs back to center. And then we bend. From the waist, rotate, extend the top leg, bring the legs back to center, and then we bend. Again, to me, we rotate. Watch that using the abdominal, not the pelvis, and drive it with the pelvis. Bring it back. And then center. Again, rotate together and extend. Bring the leg back and center. Continue. Imagine there's a wall. There's a wall in front of your thigh. I want the wall to be really leaning against I want the thigh to be leaning against the wall as you rotate. So, exactly, that's better. Extend. Good. Bring it back to center. And then we fall. So continue towards me. Don't lose me. That's better. Oh, you lost me here. Thank you. And then bring the leg up. Sorry, keep it up. Bring it in. And then together. Again. Over to the other side. That's good. Extend the top. Pull back to center. And then we bend. One more each side, Elena. And then. That's better. You're good. Extend. And then bring it back to center. And we fall. Last one. Stay with the wall as you rotate. That's it. Extend. Pull it back. And then bring the knee bend. Good job. Arms overhead. Onto your 100 prep. So stretch your arms up. Now here, checkpoint. Do you have your upper abdominal connected here? So breathe in, Helena. Breathe out. Let the ribs sink down. Good job here. She's very, very flexible. So we're just going to make sure that she has the abdominal nicely engaged with the arms overhead. So 100 prep. Take a deep breath. Exhale, arms up. Chest lift. Arms by the side. Good work. Inhale. The arms come up. And then the head, arms return back without arching your back. Again, exhale, arms up. And then press down. Very good. Inhale, arms up. Hold the connection here. And then head down, arms down. Again, 2 more. Arms up. Exhale, press. Arms by the side of the hip. Inhale, arms up. Hold the flexion in the chest. And then bring it down. Last one. Arms up. And then exhale, press down. Inhale, arms up. All right. And then head down. Good work. Hug your legs for a second. Here. Good job. All right. We're going to jump into the hundreds. If you haven't done the hundreds before, you're going to exhale 5 times and inhale 5 times. You can exhale from the mouth, inhale from the nose. Now, the arm's going to pump and we're going to hold that position in your hundreds prep. But we're going to do it 50-50. So we're going to do 5 sets, come down, and then 5 sets. If it's too complicated for you, just see how you go and move with us, right? So let's take ourselves into that hundreds prep position. Arms overhead, legs in tabletop. All right. Right. So arms are engaged. Muscles of the arms are working. They're not flopping. Good. Take a deep breath. Exhale, arms up, and then press the arms and curl forward. We stay. Hold the legs in tabletop. Inhale. Exhale. We pump the arm. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. And inhale. And we hold, arms up, and then come on down. Let's do that again, right? We in breath. And then exhale, come up and over, press the arm. Inhale, maybe lift a little higher. And we go. And 2 more sets. Last. Good job. Hold. Well done. Bring it up. Arms overhead. Good job. Hug your legs to your chest. Good job. All right. Great work. Okay, let's move on. All right. It does get easier with the breathing as you practice more, and then it'll become more fluid for you. All right, let's move on. Take your feet down. We're going to do some roll-ups here. So again, this is a modified roll-ups. What we're going to do is bend knees. So traditionally, we're gonna have it with the legs straight, but we're gonna have the knees bent here, but I want the knees to be rather large. Right, let's take the arms overhead, palms facing each other on this one. Right, so we are going to inhale, come up to your chest lift, grab the side, or bring your arms to the side here. Then you can grab the back of your thigh if you wish to, and then exhale, deepen the lower abs, and curl up and roll up, and then the arms go straight up. Boom. All right, here, watch the shoulder. Good job. So you go back to that seeker if you had to start the class. Breath in, breath out. You can grab the back of your thighs to help you in. You want to imprint that back and then take the arms overhead. All right, again, inhale into your chest lift. Grab the back of your thighs. Bend the elbows. Come pull yourself up forward, arms forward. Let's see if you can get the legs a little bit more forward here. Then breath in. And then we go exhale to roll back. Grab the back of your thigh. And then take your arms overhead. Right, let's do that again. Inhale, chest lift. If you feel like you can do it yourself, you don't have to grab the back of your thigh. You just come up onto that C curve. And the angle of the knee is quite large here. Inhale, we hold. Exhale, we roll back. So go back to that roll back position. And with that, we had to start the class. Take your arms overhead. One last one. Inhale, chest lift. And then exhale, pull yourself up, pull yourself up, pull yourself up, pull yourself up. Good job. And here, just lift the back up, come on up, and rest. Good job. All right, let's go into your upper leg rocker position. We're going to do preparation as well. So let's get your legs up. And I want you to hold on to this position like this. Exactly. Right. So like a diamond leg position here. Right. Unlock the elbow just a tiny bit. Open up the thigh here. Right. Just, you can straighten the arm, but just, straighten. All right. Rest the arms back in the shoulder. What we're going to do is try to get that back nice and flat here. So lift the back for me, Elena. Straighten up, straighten up, straighten up. Yes. Just like that. We've got a nice balance here. Now, take a deep breath. Now, I want you to go into the C curve, and I'm going to roll back to your shoulder, and we're going to come forward, and then we come back up again, and flat back, like open leg rocker, but with bent knee. All right? So that's the sequence. So we go. We're going to roll to the shoulder, and then exhale, come back, and find that balance going to the V. And again, we roll, and forward, find that balance, go into the V. Let's go, two more. Roll, and forward, and lift up to the V. Woo! We're gonna hold the legs up, 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 up. Let's go, three more. We're gonna roll, and forward, lift up, lift up, lift up. Again, we're gonna roll, and forward, and I'm gonna lift, 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 lift. That's it. Last one. We're gonna roll, and we're gonna forward, and we're gonna lift, lift, lift. Good job. And release it down. Good work. Good job. All right, let's lie onto the side, please. So we are gonna go into some side lift. So arms straight. Exactly. Exactly. So the top arm will go in front of you, and the bottom arm will have a palms up for me, Elena. Thank you. All right, so simple side lift. We know this one, right? So take an in breath. As you exhale, use the upper obliques, the oblique here to lift both legs up, creating a little banana shape here, and we lower the legs down. Again, exhale, we draw the abs in, we pull the thigh towards the hips, and we lift the legs, and we lower. Again, and exhale to lift, boom. Inhale to lower. Again, exhale to lift. Suck it in here. Good job. And then back down. One more. And we're going to lift. Use this oblique to lift, 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 lift. And then we take it down. Good job. All right. Bend the knees. And then let's go to the other side, Elena. Let's have your head over this side. And the legs are straight. Yeah. All right. Arms long. Abs in. And then we go. And we go lift. Boom. And we lower. Again, we'll lift. Good job. And then we'll lower. And I'm just doing a great job. Continue, Elena. Lifting up, lifting up, lifting up. Can you lift a little higher on this side? That's it. And then lower. Again, we'll lift. Two more. And lower. Last one. And lift. That's it. and beautiful. All right, let's go on to a front for me, please. We're going to your belly, on your belly, we're going to go into back extension. Right, so arms long by the side. Okay, good. So we know we're going to have the leg as tight together as possible, right? And we're going to work that abdominal muscle by setting your pelvis towards the feet. Right, so the arms are floating by the side, like as if you have your arms into a side pocket in the side of your leggings. So we are going to exhale, prepare the abdominal. Inhale, we're going to come up to extension. So lift the head, upper back, middle back, and reach forward. So we're going to go through every single vertebra here. Ellen is very, very flexible. So this is amazing extension. And then exhale, come all the way down. All right, again, we're going to inhale. We're going to lift up again. So coming up to the crown of the head, upper back, middle back, and all the way. And then exhale, come all the way down. Again, we go. Inhale, let's go. Articulate from the top, and then this one, and the next one, and the next one, and the next one, and the next one. Good job, that's better. And then exhale, come all the way. And last one, we're going to inhale, lifting up, lifting up, lifting up, lifting up, lifting up, lifting up. Hold that. Can you lower down just a tiny bit? Good job. There. And then exhale, come back. Beautiful. All right, Elena, let's take the arms forward in front of you. Good job. All right, so this one is a swimming prep here. So what we're going to do, we're going to drag the arms down into the side of the socket. Sorry, hang on. Pull the arm, hang on. It's what I want. So I want the arms to pull into the armpit socket so you can engage into your middle back. And then from there, just come up, lift the head and the chest up slightly. Keep the hands on the floor. So arms on the floor and then just come up into slight extension. Exactly. So you are in a slight thoracic extension here, right? The abs are working. The side of your ribs are working here, which is your latissimus muscles here. And then what you're going to do, take your right arm up and your left leg up. So opposite. Good. And then bring them down. And then take the other arm up and the leg up. Good. And take it down. Continue. We're going to lift and then down. And we're going to lift and then down. Just keep alternating lift. So what we're looking here, as you lift the arms and leg, continue. And I want you to stabilize the center here, right? Your back muscle is still on. Your abs are still on. So we're working the hip extensors here and we're working the shoulder flexors here. And lift and then take it down. And then lift, and then take it down. So really make sure you tap into middle back again. And take it down. One more, left. One more each side, sorry. Down. Last one, left. And then take it down. Good job. And then release the back all the way. Beautiful work. All right. Let's bend the elbows to the side of the rib cage. Use the forearm, push yourself away, lift the belly up into your rest position, and we will finish right there. So just enjoy this stretch. Set the pelvis or lengthen the tailbone down to the heels. Allow the arms to reach forward. We're just going to breathe into the back of the ribs. Exhale. One more breathing in. Exhale. Good job. And then in breath. Exhale, let's go ahead and roll the spine up and come up and sit up tall. Good work. Thank you, Elena.
Thank you.
Thank you for moving with us. I'll see you back on the mat tomorrow. Have a great day.